as we initiate chaos. Theory guarantees that we'll play like lightning shots, sounding like thunder. For every time in the face that it hits us, we're faster. Well, they should know by now. They see the world keeps trying to shake us. It only waits us. The pendulum swings. The pendulum swings. It's in a beautiful darkness. Only another. It's full steam ahead. Full steam ahead. All above the Betty Express. Misdirected from the start. It's a runaway train. I come a freight train. I come a freight train. In a beautiful darkness, the Betty Express. In a beautiful darkness.
Hello, everyone. I am back, and we are back. I made some cookies for the feral boy children, and Mr. Mo attempted to get some snow off off our driveways. Our neighbor let us use his little snow blower, but it is freezing cold outside. So if you needed any, weather update, it's freezing cold in Indiana. Now, let's get back to the defense stating the obvious.
Two Porsches parked next to each other.
Yes.
And the Porsche on the right is the one with the burn marks.
Yes.
Okay. And this is, would you agree, this is the same car in all three? It's just slightly different angles?
Yes.
Okay. And does this accurately depict what you saw, the burn mark that you saw on the car?
Yes, it depicts the burn marks.
Okay. Permission to publish?
Yeah, so it's 200, 201, and what was the last one? Is it 202 or 203?
It's D-1 for all, and then it's -1, 200, 200, 201, and 203.
203, okay.
So this is the first photograph, and can you describe what we're seeing there?
Wait, hold on. Which number is this? Is this 200 or is this 201 or 203?
This is D-1-201.
201, okay.
Okay, so you're seeing the previous fire damage that was on the vehicle that was extinguished
Okay.
by the burning or tar marks.
This is what you observed when you came on scene.
Yes, when I was...
Not immediately, but after you spoke to the Caneros the second time, when it was Sergeant Malone who showed it to you.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And then I'm just going to show a zoom out of that, which is D-1-203. Okay, is that the same vehicle, sir?
Yes, it is.
Just like a little bit more zoomed out?
Correct.
And we can see the second Porsche parked next to it?
Yes, you can.
Okay, and then one last photo is the D-1-2.
Yes. Now, for some reason, I believe this Porsche or this particular one was a loaner, but the Caneiro family, at least Paul's side, leased 4 or 5 different luxury cars. Now, one was for his side piece. Sweater Vest had a side piece, which is scary.
100. And this photo, again, just a slightly different angle, but you can see there's like the burn mark on the car. Maybe it extends down a little.
Yeah.
Now, these photographs appear to have been taken in daylight. Is that fair?
Yes.
When you were on scene, was it dark out mostly?
Yes.
Okay, and you were on scene from approximately, well, initially it was dark out. You were on scene from 5:04 a.m. until 9:30, is that right?
In that range, yes. Not exactly sure if it was... Give or take a few minutes at the end there, but
Okay,
yes.
let's say approximately 4.5 hours, fair?
Okay, yes.
Okay, it obviously wasn't dark that entire time, but maybe it was dark for the first, I don't know, a couple hours?
Yeah, first hour and a half or so before
Like
6:37-ish, yeah. That's...
Okay, 5 to like 6:30 or 7-ish.
Yes, it was dark.
And so there's the gas can, there's the burn marks on the car, there's the fact that the garage door was on fire, right? Those 3 things so far.
Yes.
And it was also, so those 3 things in and of itself were suspicious. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. And what was also suspicious is that there's 2 separate fires on opposite ends of the house, correct?
Correct.
Okay. In other words, normally, if there's one main fire, you wouldn't expect another fire to be in a totally different area. If the
When did this lawyer become a fireologist?
fire was organic, so to speak.
Yes.
Okay. And because of the gas can, because of the burn marks on the car and this garage area, not only did there was crime scene tape being set up, but the reason is because it was becoming a crime scene, correct?
Correct.
And that was happening approximately 25 minutes into you being there, which was approximately 5:30 a.m. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And so within a half hour of you being there, it's turning into a crime scene.
Correct.
And the reason why it's turning into a crime scene is because it appeared that the fire was intentionally started.
Correct. That's a possibility.
And so this was, you know, you along with
Ma'am,
other officers were starting the
come to a
investigation at that
point.
point.
Yes.
You're gonna make me an idiot
And one of the
sandwich.
things
Jesus.
that was also done was to maintain a presence in the area once it was taped off.
Yes.
And that means that officers were in the area of the crime scene.
Oh no, he's a cutie patootie. But look, I have to liken him to like a puppy because his brown eyes remind me of my late Friberto. Let's just say I was not a good dog mom and he could beg any piece of food from me. So we might have to deal with the not so smart defense attorney, but we do get to gaze upon not so bad looking.
To make sure that it was not disturbed.
Correct.
And can you just explain the importance of not disturbing a crime scene? Like, why would we not want to do that?
You wouldn't want to move or disturb the crime scene because you want to see how everything fell or laid and how it was when whatever occurred actually occurred.
Okay. And when we saw that video, that it was still dark out, and you circled the gas can, approximately, like, it's still dark out. Approximately how soon into you being there was that? Approximately.
Within probably the first 20 minutes, I think,
That was within the first 20 minutes.
when I first got to the garage. Yes.
When you circled that gas can in the photo.
If that was one with Fire Marshal Flanagan,
It was.
that was later then.
Oh, that was later.
Yes,
Okay.
that was towards the very end of my body camera. That should
Okay.
get the 45, 50 minutes.
45. How about... So it was within the first hour,
Yes.
and it was after the crime scene is starting to be set up.
Yes.
Again, to make sure nothing is disturbed.
Yes.
Okay. And the way that you saw the gas can in that photo, you agree that's what you saw at the time you saw it, right?
Yes.
Wasn't changed, was it?
No.
Okay,
And,
y'all, we're going to have to pause this because I have been, every time this woman or the defense attorney is here, this is who I see.
No, just my nails. Honey, why you don't lie?
Swear to goodness, I just imagine the defense attorney starting to talk about nails because that is all I see. I'm like, it's the nail funny comedian chick. And then she starts talking stupid again about nothing. And then I wish she was the nail comedian chick. But we aren't that lucky. She's just a bad attorney. She's not going to tell us any funny jokes about nails.
the agencies that ultimately responded to the scene, I think you did talk about it. I'm not sure if you talked about all of them, but just to go through them briefly, there was the Ocean Township Police Department, correct?
Yes.
And there was multiple police officers, right?
Yes.
As well as detectives on scene.
Yes.
And there was also, eventually, there was Fire Marshal Flanagan, correct? He was the fire marshal from what, Oakhurst? Or Ocean?
Yes, I don't want to say Oakhurst or Watermassac, I sometimes get those two confused, which fire companies they respond to.
But he was from a,
From
like
the Ocean
a,
Township Fire Department, yes.
like a township fire department.
Yes.
And since you were there until 9:30 approximately, you were also there when the county fire marshal showed up?
Yes.
Okay. And so there's like, to clarify, there's like a county marshal for a township, and then there's a county fire marshal, which is a broader title.
I'm not sure how they all work, but I know there's different
Who's the fire emperor? If they were to get into a duel, who would win? Do they joust?
things in them, but I'm nothing with the fire department, so.
Okay. You're also aware that eventually Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office was contacted, correct?
Yes.
And that was when you were still on scene, right?
Yes.
Do you know around what time that was?
I'm not sure what time they were called out exactly, no.
Was it
don't
like
know if
toward
she
the beginning, the end, or the middle
I'd say
when
it
you
was-
were there?
It was within probably the first hour and a half hour, because that's when we called in our on-call detectives, we probably would have let major crimes know as well.
Okay. So within the first, we'll say hour and a half or so.
Yes.
Right? The county prosecutor's office is notified to come on scene, right, at 27 Tilton?
Yes.
Mr. Canero's house?
Yes.
And this is again because of the investigation that's unfolding and the suspicious fire that could
Kim Kardashian Snooki slash nail comedian lady, I, she legitimately is making me wonder if she took the Zoolander school for kids or law school for kids that don't read good.
be intentionally said or is likely intentionally said,
Yes.
based on what you knew at that time. And like you just mentioned, there was the major crimes detectives that showed up.
Yes.
And that's a detective who is assigned to a unit in the prosecutor's office that investigates more serious crimes like arsons. Is that fair?
Yes.
Also, there was detectives from the forensic unit. Are you aware of that from the prosecutor's office that arrived?
I'm not sure exactly what units arrived at there. I know the prosecutor's office came out. I don't want to speak on what units actually came.
Okay. Did you see, while you were there, did you see the detectives from the prosecutor's office arrive and process the scene at some point? Were you
Yes.
there for that?
Yes.
Okay, so there are detectives from the prosecutor's office processing the scene while you're still on scene.
Yes.
And the fire departments that responded included, I think you said Wanamasa? Yes?
Yes.
And Oakhurst?
Yes.
And were you aware of any other fire departments or no?
It was a little bit ago. I'd have to look at the sheet, the call-out sheet for who arrived. I wouldn't want to speak on that now.
Okay, no problem. Now, and the two times that you spoke to Mr. Caneiro and his family members, is it fair to say they were cooperative with you?
Yes.
Okay. And at some point, as part of the investigation, and the prosecutor asked you about this, you were part of this. You and some other officers went into Mr. Caneiro's
Pretty much.
garage, and you took a DVR, right?
Yes.
That's a video recording.
Yes.
So there were cameras on the outside of Mr. Caneiro's home or something to that effect. Did you see that?
Yes.
Okay. And that's why you meaning law enforcement wanted to seize the DVR, right?
Right.
Okay. To see if there was evidence on it, right?
Yes.
And I think you testified on direct that you became aware it was in the garage because another officer spoke to the Caneiros, and then that officer relayed to you where the DVR was located.
Yes.
Okay. So as far as you were aware, again.
These are what I like to call gravity is a thing questions, where I don't know where we're going with this. Are we laying a foundation? Sometimes I get confused beyond obvious foundation stuff, why we are doing the gravity is a thing question.
And Mr. Caneiro was being cooperative, right?
Yes.
And the officer that I think you testified in direct that actually retrieved the DVR was Officer Bones.
Yes.
And you were present while he was doing it.
Yes.
You were watching him.
Correct.
And he was on a ladder.
Yes.
And the DVR was located on top of the refrigerator
Yes.
in the back corner of the
Yes.
garage. Now it took a while. When I say a while, I'll be more specific. It took about 7 or 8 minutes for the DVR to be removed. Is that fair?
About, yeah.
And that's because there was a lot of wires and stuff.
Yes.
Is that fair?
Yeah, there's wires and we were trying to discern which unit was which because we were looking to see if one was possibly a router or if they were both for DVR units.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break for lunch. Doesn't seem like we're going to stop.
Yeah, unfortunately we're going to come back to her trying to Carmen Sandiego her way to a question.
Good afternoon, J.D. Gray, Mr. Caneiro.
Okay, and good afternoon, Mr. Caneiro. All right, we will. No, we won't. Can you come back up, sir? Hello, sir. Sir, you're still under oath,
Yes.
and we'll continue with the cross-examination, Ms. Massalone, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Judge. So, we were talking about, just to recap, some of the suspicious things that, were on scene, correct?
Yes.
When we talked about the gas can, that was found right in front of the garage area, correct?
Yes.
We saw a photo of that?
Yes.
Or it's still shot from the video?
Yes.
And we talked about the burn marks on the car, we saw photos of those?
Correct.
We talked about how there's 2 different fires in opposite sides of the house?
Yes.
And we talked about how, in addition to there being the burn mark on the hood and the fire char marks that have been extinguished, was there some gasoline on the ground or something?
There was some gasoline splatter you could see on the car as well.
Okay.
What appeared to be gasoline splatter.
Okay. And so, did it appear that In fact, you had looked at it and you said, you know, it looks like they threw gas on it.
Yes.
Right? And when you say they, you mean whoever did this.
Correct.
Right? You noticed the gas splatter specifically.
Yes.
And you say to Officer Redmond at one point, you can see the gas marks, see where they threw the gas. Right? Okay. And then we talked a little bit about how there was a search of, or there was a DVR system in Mr. Canero's garage, right?
Yes.
And you and some other officers went to the garage to retrieve it.
Yes.
To see if it had any relevant evidence on it.
Yeah.
Holy God, the entire trilogy of Lord of the Rings took less time, and I like the director's cuts, okay? Like, Frodo made it to Mount Doom before the first and second ages of you know, era passed. The entire Silmarillion passed before you're gonna find an effing point. Jesus.
And again, the basis of you knowing it was there is that another officer spoke to Mr. Caneiro and his daughter, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you were never told, like, you can't get it, right? You just...
Correct.
So I'm going to show you a video of, this is from your body-worn camera, and it's just it's a few portions of the search. I previously spoke to the state, there's no objection? No objection. We're going to turn
She thinks she has a point.
We're going to start at, so this is,
Okay, you know, I kind of feel sorry for Paul. I'm going to take myself off the screen because look at his dream team. I mean, Adrian Gonzalez had Nico Suave, had Suspenders, and had UK Lawyer. He has Kim Kardashian, Ian Crossland from Tim Pool, only dumber because he doesn't even know about graphene, and then what I can only imagine is a younger cloning of Milton and the guy from Dodgeball who does the L for loser. I hope they gave him a swing line red stapler because otherwise the DA's office is gonna burn, allegedly in Minecraft. So part of me does kind of feel a little bad for Paul because, holy God, what in the name of giblets is this dream team from Timu? But there you go. I mean, part of me does feel just a little bit sad for Paul. But you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, especially when you don't pay for it.
for the record, the body-worn camera file ending 734. We can, if we want to burn the clips onto a disk later, we can do that, Judge, if that works.
What's it marked as?
We'll mark it as D1. D71. And we'll do, it's going to be D71, this will be A. So to 32. So we're going to start at the timestamp 32. That's good. 31:56. And
well, I think there was an issue of paying, and it's very odd to me because generally public defenders are the lawyers that have the most courtroom, kind of experience. I am actually shocked that these public defenders are doing this terribly because usually public defenders are, like I said, some of the best trial attorneys because they're in court so often.
okay, so we're at 31:56. Before we start it, just to orient ourselves, our Officer Marino, this is Mr. Caneiro's garage, correct?
Correct.
And we see one of the Porsches in front of the garage?
Yes.
And this is the left bay garage door, right?
Yes.
And you were about to enter into the garage, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll press play. Can we pause it just for a second? So we see the timestamp is like 32 minutes, right?
Yes.
And you indicated that you had turned your body-worn camera on when you arrived on scene at approximately 5:06. So when we see the timestamp of 30, because the video itself doesn't have like a date or a time on it, right?
Like a date or like a time. Again, ma'am, you are supposed to be representing yourself as an educated professional. Now, I do, and I did notice when my teen girls were younger, like preteen, that I got roped into the whole like thing. But it's okay. Stop it. Train yourself to not use it.
But we can surmise that because of the timestamp and because of the when you turned it on, we're about 32 minutes into you being there, right? Which is cool. It's we're approaching about 5:40 a.m., right? Okay. So then. All right, I'm going to pause it here and just, can you identify on the screen, do you see there's like a refrigerator and a freezer?
Yes.
Okay, do you want to just, sure.
The refrigerator?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, just so that the jury knows what we're talking about. So that right there is the refrigerator, and the DVR system, you were informed, is on top of that, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Did you get it? Is it captured? All right. Do you just
No,
mind hitting on?
this is one of the things that I do like about this judge doing the or this system, because basically when a witness marks something on the screen, the judge will usually stop, have the court clerk print out a screenshot of it, and then put it into the records or the transcripts. And I think this is really, really good, especially for some of the trials that we look at, to have something, kind of an actual printout of what the person is seeing and pointing to would have been really nice in Uvalde. Howdy, Hilltop. Or Hilton Top, sorry.
Perfect. All right. Let's keep going.
Hill on Top. Good Lord, Reed, Mo.
All right, I'm going to pause it. We're at, what's our time?
D71.1.
Okay, we're at 32:18. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Is it fair to say, Officer Marino, I'm sorry, is it fair to say that for the next few minutes, you and the other officers are kind of like walking around the garage and just, there's a ladder on the wall, right?
Yes.
And because the DVR is on top of the refrigerator, the ladder was removed so that Officer Bones could reach on top of the refrigerator. Do you recall that? Okay.
Also-
all right, so we're going to.
I have a public service announcement, but does everyone know if Canton has been shut down? I hysterically realized that, holy God, there's a snowstorm coming and Canton could possibly be involved in another trial in which they have to talk about snow. So for our safety and theirs, can they all be locked or quarantined in their home? Like, we will send booze out to them, but can we all keep them off the street? Yes. Because I can't deal with another Karen Reed. How much snow was a blizzard? No, we're not doing that. So for our sanity and theirs, can they please stay in their houses? Damn it. Damn it.
Fast forward to 35 minutes.
Do you know what you're looking for?
What?
All right, so we're at 35:05. Okay, can we pause it for a sec? Okay. Now this is are you reaching up there initially? Is that you? Your hand?
Yes.
Okay. And can we see now? It was the light on the garage. There was originally a light on in the garage, right?
Yes.
But then it gets dark, correct? Yes. And is that because the power got cut off at some point while the firemen were working or something?
I believe they shut the power for the house.
Okay.
Tammy, no, this is in Paul's house. Where we are in the timeline, we don't even know that Keith's house is smoldering or on fire right now. So right now, the police think that they're dealing with an attempted arson on Paul's house. it isn't going to be until later mid-morning, I think around 11 a.m. or 10 a.m., that the Colts head New Jersey police. And yes, this attorney is the worst narrator. So this is still Paul's house. I think we're going to be getting to Keith's house possibly toward the end of today or into tomorrow. We might get that on this stream. We'll probably get through the afternoon. I don't know how far we're going to get into day 4, but we should get it all the way done with today.
So it's now, just to clarify, we're only a few minutes later, but the power is off in the garage, right?
Ooh, he has a gun safe.
So see where that blue cord is hanging down?
Yes.
Is that the top of the refrigerator?
I believe that might be next to the refrigerator.
That's next to the refrigerator? Okay.
No, that is the refrigerator.
That is the refrigerator. We can see, because you're directing your flashlight to the top of the
Yes.
refrigerator, which is where the DVR is, right? I'm going to fast forward again to 37 minutes. 30, we're at 36:57. Okay, now, it's a little blurry at the moment, but we just had the occasion to see on the left hand of the screen, is that Officer Bones?
Yes.
And we can see he's standing on a ladder. Maybe it's a different ladder. He's sitting on a ladder.
Yes.
And he's like leaning over the refrigerator, trying to figure out which item is the DVR.
That and the wires too, because there's a bunch of wires. We had to make sure we got the correct wires for the power.
Okay, you wanted to make sure that when you got back to the police station with the DVR system, you had the correct wires plugged in.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Again, gravity is a thing. Where are we going with this?
Did you see what Officer Bones just picked up there? Did it look like a power strip?
If you want to rewind it, I can try to look a little closer.
Okay, emotional support, adult beverage, take me away.
I can't tell from that if the power strip or not.
Keep on.
Looks like maybe he's trying to hold a wire, but
Right there, what he
Yes.
grabs right there. It's in his hand.
that may be a power strip, from what it appears to be.
What about, do you remember whether it was a power strip?
No.
Were you paying any close attention as far as like what things were plugged in?
Yes, Carolyn B. She did say Officer Bones, so there is an Officer Bones there. I have no idea where in the nebulous hell we're going with this. Again, these are the kind of questions that got. Look, y'all, I was a goody two shoes, but there was one thing and one thing alone that would get me in trouble in school, and that was when you asked a question to which you should already know the answer because it was just given by the teacher. I'll give you an example. So, like, if the teacher says, okay, read this paper quietly to yourself and then go ahead and answer the questions. And then inevitably someone would raise their hands. So what are we supposed to do with the thing? And that's when Demon Mo would appear, and out of nowhere, my undiagnosed ADHD would say, it's called to just answered the damn question. Open your ears, Cletus. So I rarely got in trouble, and I did learn to not verbalize those kind of like really like, are you functionally stupid? How do you know how to breathe without people telling you? So I learned to control those kind of instant reactions, but yeah, the only time I would ever get in trouble was when people asked dumb questions. Yes, there is such a thing as a stupid question. Yes. Now, if you genuinely want to know something, that's good. But if it was just no.
To and where?
I was letting him handle it. I was kind of watching him, making sure he wasn't going to fall or anything.
Okay. There's no like outlets at the top of the wall there, right? That you can see?
Yeah, because like most people don't put outlets like on the top of the wall. Most contractors like run wires like Lower. Jeez, Liz. This woman is taking suffrage back. I'm ready to go full no tie Bronca. I'm ready to repeal the 19th. This woman can vote. It should terrify all of us.
But I'm aware if I did not look for them.
Okay. Well, you did say there's a lot of wires, right?
Well, a lot of wires that I had to take back to the car, a handful of wires at one point when we were watching the other body camera I spoke of.
The wires are from, like there's a lot of wires on top of the refrigerator? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it appears that way right here, but I'm only speaking with the wires I had in my hand. I don't know if there's 10 wires or 20 wires back there, so
Okay.
I don't know.
There's at least a few. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. And so do you know whether the outlets are like where they are specifically? Are they
No.
behind the fridge?
I do not know.
Okay, you don't know. And you didn't take note of that, right? Okay. I'm gonna, maybe this is good.
No, you would
Let's fast
think.
forward. So I'm gonna stop it at 37:32 and I'm gonna fast forward to 38 minutes. Okay, 37:59. Who's that officer?
That's Redmond.
That's right.
Patrolman Redmond.
Okay, and in his hand, does he have the DVRs that were recovered, or?
Yes.
Okay, and now you're focusing on the wires at this point? Is that what's happening?
Yes. I believe he was getting the wires and coming down at this point, and we had one wire already.
And again, it's fair to say that this was like taking a little bit of time because there was a lot of trying to figure out what's what.
Yes.
What wire is what system is what belongs to what.
Yes.
We just kind of saw, I think that was in your hand, there was like a few different cords.
Yes.
And at this point, I think you and Officer Redmond are having a discussion about trying to figure out what wires potentially go to what.
Where are we going? Are we trying to do a Johnny Cochran? If it's not coaxial, it must be an acquittal? Like if they didn't bring the HDMI, you must say goodbye to a guilty verdict? Where in the Johnny Cochran are we going with this? I feel like there should be a point to this misery.
Ports in the system. All right, we're going to fast forward one more time to 38:30. Okay, 38:31. And we see Officer Bones again working on some wires, possibly a power strip.
Yep.
If he's got a power strip on it, you must acquit.
Okay. Is that Sergeant Malone?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, at this point, you've retrieved the DVR,
Yes.
right? And I think, again, from that last clip, would you agree with me that you can see that there's like a bunch of wires on top of the refrigerator,
Yes.
freezer, refrigerator? And you didn't take note, all of those wires, you have no idea what was plugged into the wall versus a power strip versus anything else.
Correct.
And, can we fast forward 30 seconds? Now, I think we saw this in the state's exhibit. I'm just going to play it again. This is you now walking to your car, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the first person walking game. It's the most popular thing for the kids. You get to hold things in your hand, walk towards cars. It's going to be on Nintendo 64. Fort?
I think you testified earlier, this is Chris Sorrentino, right?
Yes.
Okay. And is this, I know this is a blurry image, but he's not wearing like a baseball hat, is he?
Not that I see in this one.
Okay. And as an officer, it's not part of your uniform to wear a baseball cap, is it?
Only if we're wearing Class B uniforms.
And that's like if you're in street crimes?
Or if you're doing a road job or something like that. Or
Like undercover?
Inclement weather or something like that.
Inclement weather.
It shows OTPD on it, has a patch.
Okay. Here, we've seen a lot of body-worn camera footage. You're not wearing a baseball cap, right?
No, not
None of the first responding officers were wearing baseball caps, right?
No.
That's good. And again, you can see he's not wearing a hat, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, all I can gather from this is that not the witness before this, but the first neighbor that was brought up, Heather Cap, with two P's, she had talked about being woken up at 4:30 by two people running to the Caneiro home to knock on the door, pound on it really loud, and then run toward the fire that was in the back, the one that was ultimately bigger, not the little one by the garage. So she might be establishing that the two people that the neighbor saw were not first responders. They were the people that were conspirating against Paul. That's the only thing I can figure as to why she has gone down this particular ridiculous trail. Postal first players.
Is that where you had a conversation with another officer?
Yes.
And which officer was that?
That's Patrolman Bernhard.
That's Bernhard, okay. And after you speak to Patrolman Bernhard, that's when you put the DVR in your vehicle,
Yes.
correct? Now, I think we're done. We can take off the video.
And the point of this was
So, the purpose of again, removing the DVR and taking it was to look at it and see if there's any evidence on it, right?
Correct.
Okay, did you ever ask?
he was just like, every time I go to a house, I always steal a DVR. I was looking for a Betamax or maybe one of them big old laser disc things, but I just took a DVR. Again, with these, gravity is a thing.
Mr. Caneiro or his wife or any of the residents of the home whether they had access to footage on their phones so that it could be looked at sooner?
I did not.
And the gas can that was in front of the garage, did you ever say to Mr. Caneiro or his wife or any of the family members, hey, can I take you over here and can you look at this and tell me if this is your gas can or not your gas can or if you've seen this before?
No.
Ultimately, for the time you were on scene, which was 4.5 hours, did you have any involvement with this case after that?
No.
Okay, so you were on scene for about 4.5 hours, like approximately 5-ish to 9:30-ish, and that was it. Then
Ma'am, you have wasted more time than he collectively spent on this case. I think you should feel actually embarrassed.
we're done.
Yes, I went and wrote my report for the fire investigation. That was it.
Okay. And prior to you leaving, you had a conversation at one point we saw with Fire Marshal Flanagan.
Yes.
Were you relaying the suspiciousness to him after he arrived on scene? Like you were telling him about the gas can in the car and the things?
Yes, that's when I walked up. That was all getting explained to him. Yes.
You had him at the...
She's like, did you say police things? Like what are some police things that you would want to say? He got really lucky. Our neighbor let him borrow the snow blower. Yeah, I was not gonna shovel snow. I was like, no, it's not even done.
Like the area of the garage, right?
Yes.
And he was informed that it was a crime scene,
Yes.
right? Okay. And was he informed that like detectives were coming and the prosecutor's office was coming or not yet?
I'm not sure if we told him at this point.
You don't recall?
Yeah, I don't
That's
recall.
okay. All right. But it was made clear pretty early. I think Fire Marshal Flanagan got there approximately 5:30. Is that, I don't know, does that sound right?
The first time I see him is when we get to that garage scene where he's speaking.
And that was, do we have the
That's
time?
when I returned back from dropping off the DVRs in the vehicle.
And that's within the time frame of your body worn camera, so we know
50
it's,
minutes.
we know it's within the first 45, 50 minutes or so.
Yes.
And at one point, you're having a conversation with Officers Redmonds and Bones, and you said, "I think it's messy." Do you recall saying that?
No, I'd have to see that in the transcript.
Sure.
Oh, wow. You know, I'm not the most comfortable snow driver, so I completely understand that, even though I live in the Midwest. Oh my God, who is unwrapping a Werther's original? And would you please stop? Now, I've been blaming Kim Kardashian over here for this, but maybe it was someone else. Could you kindly unwrap your Werther's originals? I can understand why you'd need sugar with this woman testing the Jesus in you. I can understand it. But don't crinkle wrap her in front of the mic.
Okay, so I'm going to approach the witness with what's been marked for identification as D105. It is the transcript of body worn camera ending in 3926 for Sergeant Miller. So I'm going to hand you this transcript. Now this isn't your body worn camera, but it's a transcript of Sergeant Malone's, and I'm just using it to refresh your memory, okay? And you'll see there's a legend on the front.
Yes.
And do you see DM stands for David Marino?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to just
Yes,
flip
sir.
to the last page
Oh, he says hi.
and just read. It's a half page.
He's like
Just read
Mr.
that and read it
Jingles
over.
if Mr. Jingles was poofy. And only liked me because I had the heat
Can I
on
read who's saying
my
what?
chair.
Oh, not out loud, just to yourself.
Yes, I don't know who loves my chair more, me or the cats, because it has this heater in it. And they're like, we loves the heater. They get mad when I'm not sitting on it. I don't keep the heater on because, you know, electricity and money. And they definitely get upset when they go to sit on it and the heater is not on because they're spoiled.
Okay, I see that. Yes.
Okay, so having read that, do you recall that you, Officer Bones, that's JB, and DM is you and KR is Redmond, correct?
Yes.
So the three of you, and then there's another officer unidentified, you're having a conversation about the circumstances of the fire, correct?
Well, right above that, we were talking about the Bones said something along the lines of.
Objection.
Yeah, I'm not trying to elicit
Yeah, I'm
what
trying to-
specifically.
Right, can I hear the objection?
It's hearsay. He's reading about to read what Bones said.
Sustained.
Okay, yes, sir, I just wanted to see if this refreshed your memory as to just a more broad conversation about the fire.
It was broader because I'm also a few lines up talking about a TV show or something.
Okay.
So I don't know if that was pertinent to this right here or if it was something else, because then it also where you can see other things are being spoken about. Right.
Which TV show? Okay, please let it be Strictly Come Dancing. Or, oh no, oh my gosh, what if it's Ally McBeal? Or please let it be Futurama or The New King of the Hill. Now that would be...
Okay, well, I'm going to direct your attention to what Officer Bones says here. Just read this one line.
Okay.
Okay? He's talking about the house, correct?
Judge, I can object to the hearsay.
Sustained.
The subject of the conversation is the house fire. Is that fair to say?
Well, I'm not
It's
sure
still hearsay. Sustained. You're asking him what it says on there. It's sustained.
What is the topic of the conversation that you're having with the other
It's
officers?
still sustained.
Okay. In referencing the fire, you say, I think it's messy.
Again, I don't know if I was speaking about the fire or if I was talking about a TV show that I was talking about 4 lines above this. I'm not sure if I was referring to that or if I was speaking to one of these other officers or if I was speaking directly to Bones.
Okay, so you're saying you're unsure because a few lines above, you're mentioning a TV show, and then 2 lines later, Officer Bones mentioned something else, and you're not sure. I didn't say what the something else was.
We just talked to me.
No, please, Kim Kardashian, piss off the judge about trying to get hearsay in about what you may not know is a statement. Again, this is so astonishing to see a lawyer do what essentially is Darrell Brooks' law, where he would read the report, and if there was something sort of a little bit nitpicky off, he would focus on that instead of realizing that this is a summary. It's again, these two in theory have a bar license, okay? I don't know how this happened. I don't know how she became deputy assistant to the public defender's office, but someone needs to look at LinkedIn.
We don't comment to each other. I have made it clear that anything that Officer Bones may be talking about and or the topic and or insinuating the topic is hearsay. So therefore, I'm going to sustain the objection.
Okay. Sir, when you said it's messy, you're not sure today what you meant then, correct?
Correct.
Okay. But you did know, and you do agree that at this point in time, and when I say at this point in time, I mean while...
This is why I'm not a witness, because if I were a witness, I would have said, well, I mean, futuristically, I guess you could say that. I don't know, though. If any court needs an expert at sarcastic, responses to dumb-ass questions from lawyers, I am here. I am available. I am an expert. Canton, Massachusetts. I will take $300,000. Blue paint. Look, I got 6 children to put through college. I will blue paint and test all the things. Trial Mythbusters with Mo.
you're on scene, right? You had made several comments about the suspicious nature of the fire, correct?
Yes.
And we went through them before. We don't need to go through them again.
Correct.
But you did make several remarks to other officers about how it was suspicious, right?
Correct.
And what that means is that it was suspected that the fire was intentionally lit, right?
Yes,
And that's why the crime. I'm sorry.
Yes, that is one of the possibilities. That's why we put the scene up and we made sure we kept it secure.
Which was at approximately 5:30 a.m., right?
Yes.
I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
Redirect. All right, you can step down, sir. State can call the next witness.
The state's like, we don't need to do anything for that. I'm waiting for the defense to say, oh, I see what's going. I see what y'all are doing here. I'm waiting for the defense to do that, and then the state's going to be like, what? Y'all talked. And that's why you ain't crossing the witnesses, because y'all already knew what they were going to say. I'm waiting for this to go full Darrell Brooks at this point. Yeah, sir, I think it would be okay for you to get a drink after that.
Thank you. Have a good day. You too.
Loki's just happy I'm not taking notes because during Uvalde I was really taking notes, so all the cats were getting mad because they demand affection and attention. and I was not petting them and taking notes.
Watch your step as you're going up to the witness stand. Once you get up there, if you can put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, once you're comfortable and seated, can you state your full name for the record and spell your last name, please?
Yes, it's Kevin, and the last name Redmond, R-E-D-M-O-N-D.
All right, thank you. Prosecutor?
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, officer.
How you doing today?
Are you currently employed?
I'm retired.
Okay, when did you retire?
Retired November of this year.
And where did you retire from?
Ocean County Police Department.
What did you do there?
Police officer,
What was your title?
just patrolman.
Now, how long have you been a police officer for in total?
21 years.
Can you take us through the trajectory of your law enforcement career?
Sure, I was hired in '03 at Fort Monmouth Fort Monmouth Police Department. I went to Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, and then I was hired in 2005 at Ocean County.
Okay. And did you have to go to the police academy?
Yes, for Monmouth County Police Academy for Ocean County.
Okay. I want to draw your attention back to Tuesday, November 20th of 2018. Do you recall that date?
Yes.
Okay. Were you working?
Yes, I was.
What shift were you working?
7 p. to 7 a.m.
How were you dressed?
Patrol uniform,
And what were you driving?
Mark Patrol.
Okay. I want to draw your attention to about 5:02 a.m. on that morning. What, if anything, happened at that time?
I was dispatched for a smoke condition in the basement
In the basement of where?
of the residence at 27 Tilton Drive.
So you were dispatched to 27 Tilton Drive?
Correct.
Is that in Ocean Township?
Yes, it is.
Okay. If you know, how did that call first come in?
I came into the county, I believe at 4:59 and then dispatched at 5:02 to patrols.
So what time did you arrive at 27 Tilton Drive?
Probably minutes later.
When you arrived, was there anybody else on scene?
Yes, the homeowners.
Okay. When you say the homeowners, who was that?
That was it was Paul, Suzanne, their two daughters, Caitlin and Marissa.
Okay. And did you learn their last name at some point?
Canerio, yes.
Okay. So when you arrived, you indicated that the homeowners were on scene. Was anybody else on scene?
Yes.
Okay.
The firefighter for Sorrentino had arrived just moments before me.
When you say moments before you, when he arrived, do you recall where he was?
Yes, he pulled up, I believe right in front of me
Okay.
to the residence at 27.
Got it. Where did you park?
I parked towards the south on Tilton Drive, just past the residence.
Okay, so if you're facing the house, south would be which way?
If I was facing the house, I was to the right.
And where did firefighters?
Reason number 7033, I'm not a cop. Directions, no idea. Well, this is actually the state, and I think she's just doing kind of the perfunctory, foundation stuff, getting into if he had any contact with the Caneros, or if he did anything regarding, gathering evidence, because we kind of talked to, I think he was one of the first 4 or 5 responders on the scene, so he might have body cam footage that shows different aspects.
Sorrentino Park.
He pulled in towards the front of the residence, facing south.
Do you remember which side of the street he parked on?
I believe he was on the left side.
What kind of vehicle was he driving?
I'm not sure at that time.
And do you recall how he was dressed?
Plain clothes. Came from his residence.
What was the first thing that you did when you arrived on scene?
I spoke to the homeowners to make sure everyone was out of the residence.
And was there any response?
They said yes.
Okay. And the homeowners specifically, I know you said they were across the street, but specifically where were they?
Directly across the street from 27 Tilton.
Were they
They were facing south.
in a car, outside of a car, or something else?
They were in a car.
Okay. And when you say you spoke to them, what did you say to them?
I just asked if everyone was out of the residence. They said yes.
Were you able to see specifically who was in the car at that point?
No, it not.
When you first spoke to the homeowners on scene when they were across the street in the car, was Patrolman Marino on scene at that point?
No, it was not.
When did he arrive?
He arrived a short time later, probably within minutes of me.
Now, did the homeowners stay where they were when you first saw them, or did they move at some point?
They moved further south. They were on Tilton Drive. They were facing their residence, but south of their residence.
Okay. And do you know why they moved?
Just to have probably more room for the firefighters to set up the trucks.
Were they asked to move
Yes, they were.
by one of the officers?
By Marino, yes.
What were your initial observations when you first arrived on scene?
That there was smoke and fire coming from the southeast corner of the residence.
Okay, and you say the southeast corner, where were that?
That would be, if you're looking at the house, it would be the far right.
Now, I believe one of the reasons they were able to get to the fire so quickly is that I believe the Carinos also had a very nice, emergency alarm system that when it detected smoke and fire, possibly in the basement, it alerted the nearby first responders. So I think that they both got a 911 call, but also got an alert from the alarm company.
What, if any, further observations did you make of that area?
That, just that there was a lot of smoke and fire. From there, I walked up to the southeast corner where firefighter Chris Sorrentino was. He was trying to extinguish the fire with, there were water extinguishers, not the chemical kind.
Do you recall what the fire looked like at that point, or how high or low it was?
It was rolling from the basement all the way up to the soffit, to the roof.
When you were making these observations that morning, were you wearing a body-worn camera?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Was it activated?
It was not.
Okay. Why not?
I forgot to activate it just due to the actions of what was going on.
Did you later activate it at any
Yes, I
point on
did.
scene? Do you remember about how long?
I don't recall.
Okay. Now, while you were making these observations, and just correct me if I'm wrong, did you indicate you were over near the fire?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Were any other officers standing near you?
Charles Wachowski was
Okay.
standing next to me.
Do you know if he was wearing a body-worn camera?
Yes, he was.
Do you know if it was activated?
Exactly.
Did you have the opportunity to watch his body-worn camera prior to today?
Yes.
And what you watched on there, did that capture the observations that you initially made when you were standing next to him over by where the fire was?
Yes, it did.
And when you reviewed it, was it a fair and accurate depiction of that? Yes?
It was.
Okay. I'm showing council S76. Sir, I'm showing you what's been marked as S76.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you if you recognize that.
Yes, it's a body-worn camera.
Of who?
Of Charles Wachowski.
Judge, the state would seek permission to publish, this is specifically 76A, it would be the 12 seconds to 27 seconds.
Objection?
No. Can you pause it? Wait, who was that?
That's myself.
That's you, okay.
Yes.
And just tell us what side of the house you're on.
This is the southeast corner of the residence. If you were looking at the house.
Thank you. For the record, it's timestamp 3 seconds. Okay, thank you. Who is that?
That's Chris Sorrentino, firefighter.
Thank you. Now, are there other portions of Officer Wynkovsky's body-worn camera that you watched?
Yes.
And did those portions capture yourself and observations that you made while you were standing near him that morning?
Yes, it did.
And you had the opportunity to watch those prior to today?
Yes, I have.
All right, so we left off with you standing near the southeast corner of the house. What happened after that? Where did you go?
I walked, I was looking for a fire hose, so I walked over through the backyard to a fence that led to the garage on the north side of the residence. I found a fire hose, I shouldn't say fire hose, a garden hose, but it had been winterized, and that was on towards the back of the residence.
All right, because I was like, fire hose. I was like, garden hose makes much more sense. You know, I will have to look up some before pictures because it would be interesting.
Located off the garage.
Why were you looking for the hose?
That was to help to suppress the fire.
Okay. When you went to look for the hose, so you were just looking at the body-worn camera, can you indicate which way you went?
I would walk around through the backyard of where it was at, over the fire, towards the front of the house.
And I didn't hear you. Did you find a hose or no?
Yes, we did find a hose, yes, but it was winterized already. It had been turned off.
Okay. When you walked back there initially to find the hose, was Officer Wynkovsky near you at that point?
It was not, no.
Okay. Where do you go after you walk through the backyard and find the hose that's winterized?
I walked through the gate, which leads to the garage doors, into the driveway that leads out to Tilton Drive.
When you get over to the driveway, what, if any, observations did you make?
I noticed that the garage doors started opening, and I saw there was a small fire inside the garage.
When you're facing the garage, let me ask you, how many doors are there to the garage?
There's 2 doors.
Okay, so 2 bays?
Yes,
Okay. When you first arrived at the garage, what was the condition of those doors?
they were closed.
Okay. When you say, you indicated a door opened?
Yes, they
Which one are
opened.
you referring to if
To
you're
the
facing?
left side door. Actually, they ended up both opening, but the left side opened first.
Okay. They ended up both opening at that point or earlier? Okay, so that it opened. And what did you observe when that door opened?
There was a small fire within the track of the left side garage back.
Now, after that, do any officers come over near you?
Yes, Charles Wachowski.
Okay. And when he arrives near you, what, if anything, happens?
I had him, he had a handheld fire extinguisher, and he helped put out the fire that was there.
there any other observations that you made of that area after the fire was put out?
Yes, I found a gas can that had the burnt nozzle on it, and there was a white Porsche Macan that was in the driveway that had burn marks on it.
The white Porsche Macan, can you explain where that was located in relation to the garage bay doors?
That was parked in front of the left bay garage door.
Now, here's the thing I don't understand. Now, I am not rich by any means, but I would think if you have a bunch of bougie, like Porsche cars, then your garage would not be full of, well, crap. It would be full of your cars because you have bougie ass lease cars that could get damaged by hail or snow. Now, I don't know, call me crazy. Now, this is a conversation and a bugbear that Mr. Moe and I have because currently our car is or our garage, our 3-car garage is for crap and not cars, which I will never understand, although it has become kind of his work area for all the construction. So it's more of just one of those things that isn't that deep that I just complain about, not like a, thing I actually am annoyed about.
Were those observations that you made over there, including the fire that you saw, was that captured on Patrolman Wankowski's body-worn camera?
Yes, it was.
When you watched it, did it fairly and accurately depict those observations?
Yes, it did.
At this time, the state would seek to play 76B. It's going to be timestamp 310 to 345.
Any objection? No. Okay.
Where are you located?
I'm located right there in front
Can you
of
pause
the
it,
garage
please?
bay.
Okay, so just to be clear, were you already standing there at that point that Patrolman Wankowski comes over and walks near you?
Yes.
Thank you, and that was timestamp 9 seconds. Who has the fire extinguisher?
That was Charles Wankowski.
What is a flashlight? What did that just shine on?
That one shined on the Porsche that was there.
Okay, can we just go back a little bit? I'm sorry, I think you might have, I should have asked to pause it. Hi. Pause it? Is this timestamp 29 seconds? What are we looking at?
That's the gas can that I found that has the burnt nozzle on it.
Okay, thank you. So play all the way through?
They have a tankless water heater. I am actually jealous. Like, I don't care about cars, but a tankless water heater, I am kind of jealous. At least I think that's what that big old box thing is. Could be the fuse box. Hell, I don't know constructionology, except that I want a tankless water heater.
After you made your observations that we just observed of the gas can, excuse me, did you notice anything else about that particular area?
That area now I don't.
Okay, did you make any observations about the garage door afterwards?
Just at the garage door they were no automatic, so someone had to push the button for the doors to open. There weren't a manual to lift from the exterior.
Did the doors stay open or?
Yes, they did.
Okay. Who, if anyone, did you notify regarding the observations that we just observed and that you made at the garage
That
area?
was Sergeant Malone. That was my shift supervisor.
Okay. Now, at that point, or shortly thereafter, was anyone else arriving on scene?
Yes, other patrolman.
Other patrolmen, okay. At some point, do fire personnel and firefighters arrive?
Yes, they do.
Okay. Do you remember about how long afterwards?
I don't know, after probably within 5-10 minutes, the call, I would assume.
Now, subsequent to you making those observations, did there come a time when you spoke with the Caneros, the homeowners?
Yes.
Okay. About how much time passed between the time you made those observations and spoke with the homeowners?
I would say approximately 15 minutes.
Okay. And where were they located when you spoke with them?
They were further down on Tilton Drive, facing north.
Okay. Were any other officers with you when you spoke with them?
Charles Wankowski was with me.
Okay. And what was your purpose in speaking with them?
We were to find out who was in the residence that evening.
Did you speak with them at that point?
Yes, we did.
Can you tell us about that, how that took place?
So we talked, we ended up speaking to them. They were standing outside the vehicle, and then the homeowner came over, and I explained to the homeowners about the fire that I saw, and Paul responded to me when I asked him about the gas can, and where he keeps his gas cans, he stated that he keeps them in the shed that's located on the property.
And was there in fact a shed on the property?
Yes.
Okay, and did you later go over to that shed at some point?
Yes, we did.
Okay, and did you make observations about the shed?
Yes, I looked through the window of the shed, and there was numerous red gas cans there.
Okay. I'm going to get to that. I just want to, I want to ask you first. Were the conversations that you had with Mr. Caneiro captured on Officer Winkowski's body worn camera?
Yes, they were.
Okay. And were they fair and accurate?
Yes, they were.
Judge, at this time, the state would seek to pass out transcript S77 and, I'm sorry, S77 and play S76C, which is a body worn camera clip 15 minutes to 16 minutes and 36 seconds.
Objection?
No.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, remember what I said before as it relates to transcripts. We give you that as an aid. It's not something that, if you disagree with whatever the transcript says, you're going to rely upon what you hear on the screen, okay? All right, thank you. We're going to hand those out now.
I really do like this judge. Again,
Judge, may I
he is
approach?
just very clear.
Thank you.
Because if you're not into watching trials, if this is your first time being anywhere near court, it can be a bit confusing. And they're having to understand and take in a lot of information. So I do like that he repeats and kind of reminds them gently, like, hey, this is what we're going to do. Do you guys understand? Do you have any questions? I like that. Oh, my Bob Ross, you guys. Okay, so my ADHD is kicking in, and look, not that you need, look, I don't need this. No one needs this particular item ever, except that I really do think that we need this. I am, in fact, trying to figure out a way to make Mr. Mo get this for me. But y'all, look, it's a human dog bed, and it's huge, and it's fluffy, and it could be all mine. I need this like I need a hole in the head, y'all. I do not need this at all. But I could put it right in front of our fireplace and just sleep in front of it. And never leave the fireplace. This is what happens when the testimony gets boring. I'm like, looking at stuff I don't need. Which, looking at stuff Mr. Mo will say no to.
There's permission to right now. I think the transcripts have all been handed out.
Yeah, go ahead.
I do hope that this body cam audio is more understandable.
Okay, so we're looking at the homeowner's vehicle, which is now parked further down the street. If you're looking at the residence, it's further to the right, and it's parked on the same side as the residence, but facing north.
Thank you. This time's down 3 seconds.
Hey, how you doing? You all right?
Sorry, Judge, can we have these lights out? It's hard to see. There's a glare on this.
It's in the back, please. This place was dark before.
And one light was on before for some reason. I don't know.
Okay, I guess
Youngest, most feral is testing. Look, I love my son. I love him, but I am the type of weirdo that makes my bed. And I like to be the one that messes it up. I do not like people like messing up my bed for some reason. Now, my youngest, most feral son, the first thing he does is like a giant German shepherd will like scratch and waller himself around in a couple circles and destroy my bed. And he is cute for his safety because good night nurse is like one of my biggest bugbears, and he knows it. He has all of the pillows and blankets just out of place. which he finds hilarious because I'm like not the most organized person, but that is my one kind of I must achieve in the day is make my bed.
Can you see it, ladies and gentlemen? Yes. Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
This is a different officer talking to them later, I think, because the first officer was just telling them to move. This officer is going to be telling them that they found a gas can and fire on the garage, on the Porsche, and the melted gas can to kind of ask if Paul knew where this came from, what happened to it, or if it was even his.
Who are we looking at on the screen?
This is Suzanne that's being spoken to, and Caitlin is to the right, and then Paul is to the left.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's all. You guys are safe. You guys are good. You guys are good health. You know, that's the main thing that you guys are right here. Knock us out where it's at. I got whose room is on that back side? Yours. Fire alarms start going off first and everything. Next time it doesn't work like that. Reality, you're like, thank God it actually does work.
Officer, after you had this conversation, who did you speak to?
To my sergeant, Jeff Malone.
And without telling us anything that was said, what, if anything, did you show your sergeant?
I showed him where the gas can was located. That was burned,
Okay.
and where the fire was.
So you went back over to the garage area?
Correct.
Okay. After you showed him that area, where did you go?
I went from there, I went to the back shed, and I peered through the front window, and then located that there were gas cans, red gas cans with numerous ones inside the shed.
Okay. Do you remember how many gas cans there were in the shed?
I want to say at least 5.
Okay. Later on, do you show any other officers the
Yeah,
gas cans?
Detective Christopher Brady.
And what, if any, other observations did you make over by the shed?
That there was 2 blueprints. One was on like a blue paper stone, and another one was on like a ramp that goes to the back door of the shed.
What, if any, efforts were made to preserve the boot prints?
Yeah, there was. We tried to cover them, but it did not work.
What do you mean by that?
They were wet footprints, so as they were covered, they would dry up.
Now, while you were on scene that morning, what, if anything, was collected from the garage area?
And no one took a photo with one of these things that you can take a photo with real quick? Please tell me someone took a photo of the blueprint instead of trying to cover up a wet footprint to stop evaporation. I feel like this officer needs to watch the Magic School Bus. Just once. Just the one about precipitation and evaporation.
There was a TDR that was located on top of the refrigerator that had surveillance footage.
Did you have a role in...
I just assisted with it, of them trying to retrieve it.
Eventually, was the Ocean Township on-call detective called at some point that morning?
Yes, that was Christopher Brady.
Okay, when he arrived, did you speak with him?
Yeah, I informed him of what I found so far, and what was going on.
And again, without telling me anything that anyone said, what did you and he do?
We checked the shed and found that the back door of the shed was unlocked. We opened it up, found where the gas cans were, and there was an empty spot where a gas can used to be.
What, if any, other agencies arrived on scene that morning?
And here's where, again, it would have to be someone that knew Paul, knew where he was, where he kept his gas cans. So you have to prove that Corey, the brother, knew where the gas cans were, knew where Paul was, because Paul was, remember, Paul, we will have evidence of him leaving his house at like 2 o'clock or 2 a.m. So in order to frame him, Corey would have to know that he's leaving the house at 2 a.m., that he's going to be back at around 4:30, and then torches McCann.
Multnomah County Prosecutor's Office, the Forensics Unit, Multnomah County Prosecutor's Office was advised of it, and Multnomah County Fire, I should say Marshal, responded also.
How long were you on scene for?
So about 7 o'clock, or 7 p.m. I should say, or a.m.
I'm going to show you what has been marked, and I'll show counsel first. Is S1A slide 6. Officer, do you recognize this photo?
Yes.
Okay, and what are we looking at here?
That's the driveway for the residence, 27 Tilden.
Okay. Judge, permission to publish?
Any objection? Okay.
Officer, I just want to be clear. When you indicated earlier that you arrived into that area from around the back, like, can you just show us how you came over there after you looked for the garden hose?
Yes, right through the, there's a gate that's in between the hedges and the corner of the residence, behind the Porsches.
So did you go all the way around the back of the house? And then
Yes, I did. I walked through the backyard.
Okay, and where were you when you saw that garage door open up?
I was standing pretty much at the corner of the residence.
And where was Mr. Caneiro located at that point?
He was, at that time, he either was across the street or he had already been moved south of there.
Okay, so you're not sure where the car was
So I
located?
don't know, yes.
Okay. That morning, did you make any observations about any fixtures on the house?
Yes, there were security cameras.
Do you see them in this picture?
Yes. They're in the front right corner of the residence.
Is that the only one you observed, or were there others?
There are others around the residence.
Do you recall where around the residence?
I do not know. I know they were around the front when we were originally looking at it.
Okay. Can you, the camera that you see, can you just put a circle around it?
Sure. There's also back left one.
Okay. Thank you. Can we please preserve this?
Yeah, it'll be S1A, slide 6.1.
Thank you. Could take that down. Let's say print it. And then if you could just, I don't know if you know how to erase that on the screen.
I do not. Yeah. Got it.
Thank you.
Sure.
Cross?
Hi, Ashley. Sorry. Good afternoon.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
You mentioned that you were retired?
Yes.
At the time that this happened in 2018, how long had you been a police officer?
At the time, I was hired in 2005 at Ocean Township, so
13
13 years roughly.
And you didn't work as a police officer prior to that anywhere else?
I did, yeah, at Fort Monmouth. I was there for 18 months,
A year and a half?
about a year and a half.
Okay, so we're approaching 15 years or so by the time.
Correct.
And I want to get a better understanding of like what exactly you did when you arrived on scene. So you testified that you, what time did you receive the call to respond to the scene the same time all of the other officers received the call?
Yes.
And that was at like 5:02?
Correct, yes.
And that was through dispatch, right?
Yes, it was dispatch.
And you were the first patrol officer on scene?
Correct, yes.
Right? And you arrived like literally moments after Chris Sorrentino?
I would say so, yeah, about that.
Okay, very close in time.
Correct.
And you were in a patrol car?
Yes.
And you said you don't remember the car he had, right?
I don't remember the type. I couldn't tell you which, it was an SUV or a pickup truck. That's what they usually use.
Okay. And so you arrive on scene with Chris Sorrentino, approximately at the same time as Chris Sorrentino.
Correct.
And the first thing you do is what?
I asked the homeowners if everyone was out of the residence.
Before you do that, do you go to the rear of the house?
No, I did not.
No. And so the very first thing you do is you just go up to the car that's parked in the street.
Sure, yes, that's
And that has the Caneros in it, right?
Correct, yes.
And that's like a white SUV Porsche?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And the purpose of speaking to them at that point was just to make sure everyone was out of the house?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Was that a brief conversation?
It was very brief, yes.
And after that, did you then go to the back of the house with Chris Sorrentino?
Yes, it did, yeah.
Okay. And so the two of you go to, did you ever approach the front of the house or not?
I did not, no.
Like the front door area?
No.
So you and Chris Sorrentino, so you go to the car, you speak with the Caneros, then you and Chris go around to the back of the house together.
Correct.
And when you do that, you are doing what?
At that time, I was just looking where the fire was coming from.
Okay.
And he was at the time going to go and use the word cans, try to suppress the fire.
And where exactly have you walked through the gate now? Is that what we saw on the body worn
Yes.
camera? Can we actually, can we bring that up? It was S76A. Do you mind if that was a really short clip? Can we just?
Oh, Kim, where are we going with
We could
this?
just pause it for 1 second. So that's you on screen, right?
Correct, yes.
And this means that is it Wankowski?
Wankowski, yes.
He's here now, right?
Correct, he's right
So
here.
he's already on scene.
Yes.
Within a couple minutes of you being there?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, because the only thing you've done so far is you parked, got out of your car, walked over to the Canaro, spoke to them briefly, and now you're walking around with Chris Sorrentino and with Wankowski, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and you're walking through that's a gate, correct?
Yes, it's a gate to the backyard.
It's a gate to the back to go into the back.
Okay, I can't do more gravity questions. Let's see if she gets to a point here. Oh, good Lord.
Garage.
Yes.
And Wankowski, he is with you the whole time, or he meets back up with you
He
there?
meets back up with me.
Okay. Did you notice it had a burnt nozzle?
Yes.
Did you say that? Okay. And then, in addition to that, did you see you saw the burn marks on one of the Porsche vehicles?
Yes.
Okay. And you also did you see gasoline splatter or anything like that?
I did not know.
No, okay. Did you see anything else in that?
Griffin, feed the cats. Oh, crap. I meant not to yell at you guys. I meant to yell at one of the ferals to feed the cats. So, there you go. Here's your reminder that if your cats eat at the crack of 4:30, feed them because they are going to start whining right now.
Area that I haven't mentioned.
No.
Okay. Now,
Do we get to a point?
D1-20, D1-19, D1-21 rather, and D1-18, D1-17, and D1-16. May I approach?
Yes, you can.
All of the exhibit numbers, I'm just going to go through these with you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you D140. Is this a photograph of the shed?
That is not.
This is not. Is this? This is not the back of the shed?
I'm sorry. This is the back of the shed. I'm sorry. I thought this was showing me the front. No, this is the back.
Okay, this is the.
Because there's a window in the front.
Right.
That's why, yes.
That's okay.
That's the
Because this is Mr. Canero's house here, right?
Correct, yes.
And this is the gate, and then this is the shed?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to orient you. So we agree this is the back of the shed?
Yes, it is.
And we can see the back of the shed has stones?
Yes.
Now, this would be the front of the shed with, this is another photograph of the back of the shed, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us what you're looking at, sir?
Sorry, this is D141. And then D116 is kind of just a closer, it's a more zoomed in version of that?
Yes.
Of the shed, the
Yes,
back
it
of the
is.
shed? Okay, now,
What are we looking? Why?
okay, so I'm now publishing D1-16, and officer, you agreed that this was a photograph of the back of the shed,
That's correct.
right? And we can see the gate on the left-hand side,
Yes, it's part of the gate, yes.
and then like there's more gate on the right-hand side.
That is correct.
Okay, and what was under this paver stone was a wet boot print that you observed?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. In an effort to try and preserve the boot print, this white container was placed on top of it.
Yes.
And do you know who placed the white container on it?
I did.
You did. And where did you find the white container?
I believe it was the side of the,
No. Okay, officer, I'm glad you've retired, but I need you to explain to me the mental thought process you had when trying to preserve a wet footprint on a tile by putting an igloo cooler on top of it. Because you gotta explain it to me, because it just doesn't make any logical sense why you thought that would work.
back of the shed there.
Okay, so the container actually belonged to the property owner, to
Yes,
Mr. Caneiro?
Caneiro,
Okay,
yes.
and you took it to try to preserve the boot print. And then I'm gonna publish D121, which this is the daytime photograph of, once the bucket was lifted, this is what was left of, there's no boot print left on the stone,
Correct.
right? And we can kind of tell that, like, the other ones are a little bit wet, this one's dry because it had the bucket on it, but the boot print's gone.
Yes.
And the other boot print was this one on the in front of the shed somewhere.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's on like
wood.
a wooden ramp.
Yeah,
It's in the back of the shed.
and this one was like a smaller boot print, like this one's small.
Yes,
Okay, because this one was measured, right?
I'm assuming so.
Well, only if you know.
No, I don't know. I didn't process it.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So you're not sure?
I'm not
Okay,
sure.
that's fine. But, so you never measured this boot print?
I did not know.
And you never measured the boot print that was wet on the stone?
No.
Okay.
Ms. Malone, can you tell us what that last picture was, please?
I'm sorry, this last one was D1-79.
We would like to courageously invite you to make a point. RSVP, yes. Oh, dear Lord.
And just so we're, the rest of these photos that I showed you, they were just like different zoom in, zoom out versions of the ones we showed, right?
Yes.
Nothing different in these.
No.
Okay. So now is it fair to say, so the combination of like what you saw in the garage and the boot prints, these are things that are suspicious.
Correct. Yes.
What is up with the general flappy hands here lately? Like, I talk with my hands a lot, but it makes sense because I'm not just flopping them around. Like, she is annoying me, but I think I'm just in a mood to be annoyed with stupidity. So, look, y'all, this is going to be a ranty one.
And then you have a conversation with Mr. Canerio.
Because it is snowing harder. Like, we were getting these like micro snowflakes. Now we're getting an absolute snow downpour, and I'm done.
This is your second conversation with him if you include the very short initial one where you were just like, as everyone out, are you okay?
Yes.
Right?
That's correct.
And so I'm gonna turn to that. All right. So we saw the video of you having the conversation with Mr. Caneiro.
Yes.
Right? And the way the conversation starts is you ask them how they're doing, right?
Correct.
You ask them who lives in the residence. Is that right?
Yes.
They indicate to you it's the four of them,
Yes.
plus their two dogs.
Yes.
And those are the only people who were in the house, is what they indicate to you.
That is correct.
Right? There's no other people that were in the house at the time.
No.
And you
Yeah,
informed
I
them
have
that there
no
was
idea
a fire
who
over by the garage
was the
door.
genius.
Correct.
And you explain it's like a tiny fire by the garage door.
Very yes.
And you also say it's like the opposite side of where I was at when I got here. I was the first one around back. Do you remember saying that?
I must have said it. If it's in there, yeah.
Do you want to see a copy of the transcript of the video we saw? Or I can play the video. It's up to you.
Yeah, I would.
Sir, no, just agree with her. It's going to turn into this long thing. They're going to ask you to play the video. And quite frankly, no, we will not be subjected to this again. All right,
Where
let's see
the
if she's...
fire was,
That's
correct?
correct, yes.
The corner, you can't see it in that photo because the car's blocking it.
Yes.
Now the next thing is you ask, where was the gas can?
Yes.
Okay. And when you say the gas can, you don't explain which gas can you're talking about, right?
No, I did not.
You're just saying the gas can?
Correct.
Okay. But in your mind, were you referencing the one you found?
Yes.
Okay. And so Mr. Caneiro's response.
How is this actually a court? I understand how is she a lawyer? So, like, when you're talking about a gas can, were you talking about the one that possibly started the fire? How the judge has made how the judge has, his liver has survived. I am guessing the bottle of gin an hour habit he has started in this trial. We salute your liver, sir.
This is the gas can in my shed, right?
Correct.
And you say, in your shed it is? And he says, yeah, I keep my gas cans in my shed. Okay?
Yes.
Is that right?
Correct.
So you never say to Mr. Caneiro, hey, we found a gas can right in front of your home. Do you have any idea why that's there?
No.
And you don't bring Mr. Caneiro to the area to show him, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay. So you were just asking about a gas.
Yeah, because you generally don't let potential witnesses and or suspects or just general civilians onto a crime scene. It's kind of a thing.
Gas can, and then you learned as a result that Mr. Caneiro typically keeps the gas cans in the shed.
That's correct.
You did not ascertain whether that specific gas can was or wasn't his.
That is correct.
And after that, you go to the shed.
Yes.
Is that right?
Correct.
And backing up, actually, when you asked him about the gas can, the purpose of asking him that was to see if the gas can was his or someone else had planted it there.
It was to find out if it was his or someone else planted it there. That's pretty much what it was.
Okay, so you were wondering if he had left the gas can there or if someone else had planted
That
it.
planted it, correct.
And, but he wouldn't, Mr. Caneiro, do you agree with me that Mr. Caneiro wouldn't be able to assist you with informing you whether it's his gas can or not if you never asked him, is this your gas can?
That's correct.
Okay. But when you did ask him, he had no idea what you were talking about, and he said, my gas cans are in the shed.
That is correct, yes.
Objection.
What's the objection now? It's a little late.
I can rephrase it, Judge.
No, you don't have to rephrase it. If they're late and he answers it, so be it. That's the answer.
Clearly, from the conversation, he didn't know which gas can you were referencing.
Yeah.
It's not identified.
Yeah.
So you then go to the shed.
Yes.
And when you go to the shed at first, you just peer in through the windows on the front of the shed.
Yes.
And you do see that there are gas cans in there.
Yes.
And eventually, you go back to the shed a second time, right?
That's correct.
And this time you're with Detective Brady?
Yes.
So Detective Brady had arrived on scene?
Yes, he did.
And just to orient ourselves timeline-wise, you were on scene from approximately 5 a.m. to approximately 7 a.m.?
Yes.
So 2 hours
Yes.
total? And that's because your shift ended at 7?
Yes.
And so this would mean then that Detective Brady had gotten there before 7 a.m.?
Yes.
Now Detective Brady is obviously a detective with your police department?
Yes.
And you're a patrol officer?
Correct.
So Detective
Oh my goodness. I've never said this to another woman before, but oh my God. Go make me a sandwich. Your talents would be best in the kitchen. Holy God. Like, please, could you get to a point?
detectives are called out to the scene when there's, let's just say, more investigation. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. So Detective Brady responds within a 2-hour time period, and the two of you go to the shed, correct?
Yes.
At this point in time, the two of you check to see if the shed is locked or not, and it's unlocked.
Yes, the rear doors unlocked.
So you go back around. So did you check the front door
I
first?
believe we checked the front door, it was locked.
And then you went around to the back?
Yes.
Also, again, just to orient ourselves, we now know that there's a door in front of the shed and a door in the back of the shed.
Yes.
And on one side, and if you need a photo to refresh your recollection, just let me know. But on the front side of the shed, right, it's facing into the backyard.
Yes.
And the back side of the shed is like on the other side of the gate.
Correct.
So in other words, if you wanted to get, because the gate goes all around the yard.
Yes.
And if you wanted to get from inside of the gate to outside of the gate, one option is to walk through.
No, ma'am, it's called a fence. The fence goes all around the yard. The gate is the entrance and exit. I feel like we shouldn't have to be quibbling about English, but we all agreed to this language. So could you, as George Carlin would say, stick to the language we all agreed on?
Through the gate, right?
Yes.
And we saw in that photo earlier that there's on both sides of the house, one being where the fire is and the other being closer to the garage, there's like a gate door.
Correct.
So you could use that gate door to go in and out.
Yes.
But also, because the shed has two doors, potentially you could go in through one door and out the other and vice versa.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the back door was unlocked.
Correct.
Okay. So, Mr. Canerio shed. And you start there's gas cans in there.
Yes.
And do you recall that there were sort of two sets of gas cans?
Yes.
Like there were two, tell me if I'm wrong, two by the back door?
There should have been, they were pretty much lined up.
There were three lined up.
Correct.
Let me see if I can get
I don't know if you have a picture.
I think I do. I just have a moment.
I'm looking at the jurors. I think it's a good time for a break. I'm going to give you guys your mid-afternoon break. Please don't discuss this case or do any research.
The judge is like, you're free to leave, but you have to come back. I'm sorry.
Recognize this photo to be the front of the shed?
Yes.
Okay. And there's no wood in front of the shed, right?
No, there's not.
So both boot prints were in the back?
Correct.
Okay. And we can see in this photograph the gate on both sides, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna polish this one so that we can see. So
The judge has changed the water in his pitcher to vodka.
sir, you just indicated that this is the back of the shed.
That's the front of the shed.
I'm sorry, correct. This is the front of the shed.
Yes.
And there's the front door and the windows.
Correct.
And this is what you had originally looked through.
Yes.
And by comparison, I'm just going to briefly show what's already been published as D-16. This was the back of the shed.
Correct.
And we can see the gate on both sides, right?
Yes.
And similarly, when you look at the front of the shed, we can see the gate on both sides.
Correct.
It's a little darker here, but you can see it, right?
Yes.
And so again, like,
Yes, there's nothing blocking it from the front and the back, so you can see through a gate. Why I feel like I would get more information from the Teletubbies at this point. And the Teletubbies was genuinely the UK. Please explain the Teletubbies to me, because that ish was terrifying. Like, I've never had a bad trip, but the Teletubbies, I think, were invented on a really bad trip, because that's all I can figure would produce the Teletubbies.
you could go in, you could get in and out of the backyard through, there's like a gate entrance on this side, I think? Or is it? No, maybe it's this side, right?
I believe so.
Okay. And, or you could go from the front to the back door.
Correct.
Sir, do you actually remember where the gate is, or are you just guessing?
I'm assuming.
Don't assume, sir.
Okay.
Only testify to what you know, please.
Sir, I'll show you this photograph again. This is D-1-16, and this is the Caneiro home, right? This is where the garage area is?
Correct.
Because this is the back of the shed, right?
Yes.
And you had previously indicated you went through this gate when you were coming around the backyard into the, or was that a different gate, actually?
It was a different
That was a
gate.
different gate, okay. Do you recall that there's a door here?
No, not on the right side.
Okay, that's fine.
On the left.
So, the front of the shed, and let me just ask you this, we talked about footprints. Do you recall anything about a handprint on any doors?
No.
Okay. But you did go into the shed and you saw some gas cans.
Correct.
So I'm going to approach with what's been marked as D1-15.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we getting to a point? Oh no, we're still zoomed in. Let's go back, maybe. Okay.
Okay. These two. Zoom in.
Sweetie, are you
the size difference of the gas cans at the time was something, and when I say size difference, I mean the 3 larger gas cans compared to the 1 smaller one. That's something that you noticed at the time, right?
Yes, their sizes, yes.
And you even said, I don't know if that's even his. You said that to another officer when you were discussing these gas cans.
Correct.
And you were referencing the size difference.
Correct.
Like one did not look like the others, type
Yes.
thing. Okay.
One of these things is not like the others. One of these things just doesn't fit in. One of these lawyers isn't really a lawyer. What is this trial? Oh my goodness.
And again, there's really no question at this point, right? Like by the time you leave, let's say at 7 a.m., there's no question that this is suspicious, right?
Correct.
That this could be an intentional fire.
Yes.
This could be arson.
Yes.
And this is something that officers, including yourself, this was a topic of discussion.
Yes, it was.
While everyone was on the scene trying to investigate and deal with the fire and figure out what was happening.
Yes, it was.
Okay, and there's some comments that you made that are indicative of how this is suspicious. One of those comments was, someone doused the area purposely. That's a comment you made to Officer Wenkowski, correct?
Correct.
Another comment was said to Officer Bones and Fire Marshal Flanagan. You said they doused the car with it, meaning gas.
Gasoline. Correct.
Another comment is, someone tried to douse the car, and that was made to Officer Marino.
Yes, probably.
Okay. Another comment was, they put gasoline all over the car, and that was said to Officer Bones and Officer Malone, correct?
Correct.
I don't think we needed the combined powers of the Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew, and Nancy Grace to figure out this is potentially an arson. Again, how did this woman get hired?
You said to a firefighter, it's possibly arson. Do you recall that? Okay. And when you were speaking to another officer, specifically Wenkowski, about the second fire, because it was suspicious that there was 2 different fires in 2 totally different areas, you said that right there shows that it looks like someone started it, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Bell here. Won't you come in? Don't mind if I do.
Wow, a real fireman.
That's right, Princess. Well, it's National Fire Safety Week. I've been going door.
We would learn more from Fire Marshal Bill than we are learning with this testimony. Someone please save us. I don't remember. I know Nancy Drew. And it looks like you guys are voting for us to, after this trial, go to the au pair trial. I do, for the Petty Express, like to get the more weird ones. And that au pair one does look all the cray-cray. But no one was really covering this one. And this one was the one I was kind of interested in. So I also realized that the judge was losing his mind with the defense. And I thought, I need to be here for this shit show.
And at that point, if it was intentionally sad, if it wasn't arson, another thing you said was, but who was his enemies? Do you recall saying that?
I don't recall, but I might have.
Fiduciary responsibility for 800, Alex. Not stealing shit for 800. Who were his enemies? I'm looking at the man in the mirror. If I just started playing Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror, would that be considered contempt of court?
Okay. Do you want me to show you a transcript to refresh your recollection?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, we're almost done here.
No, you're not. Don't lie to me.
Sorry. A lot of transcripts. D105, just to refresh your recollection.
Oh my God, Ally McBeal, could you find the right file? Damn. Such a butthole.
So this is D-105. This is a body-worn camera transcript of Sergeant Malone. Okay, and there's a legend here, so you can see that Patrolman Redmond, that's you?
Yes.
You're KR.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm going to direct your attention to page 16.
Why is she pointing out him? Jesus Christ. I mean, I think he's been a police officer for 15 years. I think you don't need to explain the transcript to him. Although, in your defense, ma'am, he did try to put a box over a wet shoe print instead of taking a picture of it. So, at this point, you two would make incredibly dumb children together. I approve this match. Go be dumb and happy together.
And then you maybe read that page. You could go a little bit before, a little bit after for context if you need it. And at the bottom of the page is the part I'm referencing.
I see what you're referencing.
Okay, so in the context of this might be an arson, someone might have lit Mr. Canero's house on fire, you pose the...
I officially got to the Scaramouche part of Bohemian Rhapsody in my head during the time that you two try to figure out this question.
But who is his enemies, right? Meaning, is there anyone who'd want to cause harm to Mr. Canero?
Who were his enemies? Now look, I'm not a grammar stickler because I'm a grammar outlaw. I don't know whether I have a dangling participle, and I am a repeat offender on a run-on sentence. But let's use the proper word and tenses for the love of Jesus.
Answered. Question answered.
I'm sorry. If she talks, I have to respond if you don't mind. It was asked and answered, but I'll allow him to answer it again. Go ahead, just to be clear. Do you remember the question?
No, I don't know.
In the context of discussing arson, you posed the question. In the context of discussing potential arson against Mr. Canero at his home, you posed the question, but who was his enemies? Meaning, like, who would want to cause harm to Mr. Canero? It's just an open-ended question.
Correct.
That you asked, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you were talking to some other officers at the time?
Yeah, I was, yes.
Including Officer Bones. That's the JB.
Yes.
And looks like a firefighter.
Yes.
Okay, we don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
Right. Okay.
There is a point you are driving towards, right?
One last question. One last topic, I should say.
We were so close. She's such an end tease. She's like, just one last question. And you're like, you get hopeful, you get all giddy. And then she's like, topic. And you're like, no. The height of pleasure and the depths of despair, all in one sentence from this woman. Look at his face. He was so close. So close.
At some point, so we talked about, you only had 2 conversations with Mr. Canero, correct?
That's correct.
The first one was very brief. It was just, is everyone out of the house?
Yes.
Am I characterizing that correctly?
Correct.
The second one was a little bit more in depth. It was mainly, I guess, about the gas can.
Yes.
That was the purpose of the conversation?
Yes.
Okay. And did you never had a conversation with Mr. Canero about any injury on his hand, did you?
No.
Okay. But at some point, you do tell Fire Marshal Flanagan that Mr. Canero has a burn mark on his hand. Do you recall that?
I don't recall that.
Okay, I'm just going to show you one more thing to refresh your recollection. Can apologize. I just need one moment.
You are not quick acting to nactin. 30 seconds or a minute. Look, it ain't gonna help you. You need a whole remedial class on how to lawyer. A minute is the least of your worries. Everybody hurts. I just imagine that the judge has REM playing through his head.
So I'm just going to approach you with what's been marked as D103. This is another transcript of one of the body-worn cameras. It doesn't actually say it, but I believe this is Officer Marino because we can identify it by the number.
Okay.
This one also has a legend, right?
Yes, it does.
And on the legend, you're again KR. Okay. So I'm just going to direct your attention to page 28 of 36.
Thank God. I'd wondered if his initials had changed in the intervening 10 minutes.
One second. This is not the same.
Oh my God, I need more adult beverage.
So, I got it. I'm going to direct your, this is the same exhibit. I'm going to direct your attention to page 28. And if you want to look at the legend again, FMF is Fire Marshal Flanagan. Okay. And so this is a conversation. If you want to read it to yourself, I'm going to direct your attention to
FFS is what he's thinking in his head.
like this area here and specifically this line. Okay, so during the course of a conversation with Fire Marshal Flanagan, you tell Fire Marshal Flanagan that Mr. Caneiro has a burn mark on his hand.
Correct.
But you had no firsthand knowledge of that, correct?
I don't remember.
Like, well, you never saw Mr. Caneiro's hand or talked to him about it?
No, I know he had an ice pack on it, and I was talking to other officers, but I don't remember what.
So at some point, maybe someone told you that, but you were relaying it to Fire Marshal Flanagan, but you testified before you never discussed Mr. Caneiro's hand injury with him, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And just to be clear, when you're talking about Mr. Caneiro, you referenced him as the father, right?
Correct, yes.
And that's because in the family of the Caneiros, Paul Caneiro is the father,
yes.
right? Okay.
Because he didn't know he was a fuck up at the time. He would have called him the fuck up, of the Caneiro family, but he didn't know at the time. I mean, allegedly in Minecraft.
Okay. I don't have anything else. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus.
Go ahead.
Praise Jesus.
So you were asked on cross-examination, the question, Mr. Caneiro would not know which gas can you...
I would pay this state's attorney $5. I would super chat like every day, $5. If she said, you were asked in cross-examination a bunch of bullshit, I'm done. No further question. Is that correct? Is it fair to say that during cross-examination, the defense never came close to anything representing a, cogent argument? And then I'd be like, the state rests.
You were referring to if you didn't tell him. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And I think you said yes?
Correct.
Okay. Well, if Mr. Caneiro was in fact the person who left the gas can there, then wouldn't he know which gas can you were referring to?
Yes.
I have nothing further.
So if Mr. Caneiro lit the fire, he would know which gas can you were referring to, the prosecutor just said, and you said yes, right?
Yes.
But Mr. Caneiro didn't know which gas can you were referring to because he said the gas cans, they're in my shed, correct?
Objection, speculation.
They opened that door, Judge.
Can I see both?
You're both stupid. God, this judge is turning this trial around. Ain't nobody getting a Frosty. And I'm going to need to refill my adult beverage soon because the defense is just hurting my brain. How many times do you think the defense tried to put a fork in the microwave before she figured out it was wrong? The judge is like, look, state, I understand they're being weapons grade stupid, but you cannot react. Be the bigger, smarter person. And the state's like, I done been provoked. You don't understand. It's been 3 days of this bullshit. And the judge is like, look, if I can silently drink my way through this, you can too. I mean, I'm just guessing at this point, but that's what I would be doing during sidebar.
During your discussion with him, we already know, because we talked about it, Mr. Caneiro did not know which gas can you were referencing. When you mentioned the gas can, he said, they're in my shed, correct?
Correct.
Anything else?
No, Judge.
You can step down, sir. State and call the next witness.
Thank you, Judge. The state calls Officer Brendan Bernhardt.
No, I don't know what you're smirking about over here from Office Space, but the defense has not landed one single point.
Sir, just watch your step for me. Once you get up there, can you put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. All right, once you get comfortable, can you state your full name for the record and spell your last name, please?
Officer Brendan Bernhardt, B-E-R-N-H-A-R-D.
Okay. Prosecutor?
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Officer. Where are you employed?
With the Ocean Township Police Department,
How long have you been with Ocean Township Police Department?
11 years,
And how long have you been a police officer for in total?
since 2012.
Were you with Ocean the whole time?
I was not. I previously worked for, as a special officer with the Long Branch Police Department, and then with the Monmouth University Police Department.
And prior to that, did you have to go to the police academy?
I did.
And how long was that for?
4.5 months,
Which one did you go to?
the Monmouth County Police Academy.
I want to draw your attention back to November 20th of 2018. Do you recall that date?
I do.
Were you working?
I was.
What shift were you working?
Working the midnight shift, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
And at approximately 5:02 a.m., what, if anything, happened?
I was dispatched to 27 Tilton Drive for a possible structure fire.
Do you recall what time you arrived?
Just a few minutes later.
When you arrived, who else was already on scene?
Other patrol officers, Patrolman Redmond was there, Patrolman Marino, Patrolman Bones, Sergeant Malone. There were also firefighters and fire personnel arriving.
Now, when you arrived on scene, what was your primary role?
I was assigned to just make sure that neighbors and onlookers stayed a safe distance away from the fire and just stay out of the way of firefighters that were doing their job.
So when you got there, can you describe what the scene looked like?
Firefighters were starting to arrive. I parked a little bit away from the house, I believe, and there was a lot of people standing outside, seeing, just curious about what was going on.
Now, who was the individual that you indicated that your role was to make sure onlookers were at a safe distance?
Sergeant Malone. He was the officer in command at the time.
Okay, and did he assign that role to you?
He did.
Okay. Was there anything in particular that Sergeant Malone requested you to do while you were on scene?
There was.
What was that?
There were several surveillance cameras that were mounted on the residence of 27 Tilton Drive. He asked that I asked the homeowner, Mr. Caneiro, where the DVR footage for the surveillance camera were.
Do you recall how he made that request to you?
It was over our radio.
Okay, and so once you received that request, what, if anything, did you do?
I walked over to Mr. Caneiro and I asked him where the DVR for his surveillance footage was.
When you approached Mr. Caneiro, where was he?
His car was parked a little bit down the street south where his house was. It was facing north, and him and who I believed to be his daughter were both standing outside in the area of his car.
And can you tell us specifically what, if anything, you said to him?
I believe I said where I asked if I confirmed he was the homeowner, and then I asked where the DVR was for his surveillance footage.
And what was his response?
He said, and then he looked away towards his daughter, and then his daughter answered on his behalf and said, in the garage.
Okay, and what, if anything, did you ask him after that?
I asked where specifically in the garage.
And what was his response?
He said, again, and then looked away, and his daughter answered again and said, up top and to the left.
What else did you ask him?
So, Paul Caneiro wants this officer to believe that he has no idea where his security DVD is. Man's a flippin' genius. Defense, go on and tell me how your client isn't a moron. Because I'm going to need you to sell it to me a little better. Perhaps the guy that, was the ShamWow guy could join your defense team.
I asked if the cameras were currently running.
And what was his response?
He said that he's been having problems with stuff in the garage and that he currently has a ticket open with one of the companies.
Now, who, if anyone, did you relay that information to?
Sergeant Malone over my radio.
When things are relayed over your radio for example, to Sergeant Malone, can other officers hear that?
Yes.
Okay. How does that work? Just if they have a radio, can they hear?
Yeah, every officer has a radio on their belt. Most officers have a lapel mic like this, and this you could talk into and also hear other officers talking.
Did you speak to Mr. Caneiro at any point again that morning?
I did.
When was that?
Just a few minutes later, I believe.
Can you tell us about that?
Patrolman Marino asked me over the radio if the DVR for the surveillance cameras was specifically a white DVR box.
And as a result of that, what did you do?
I walked back over to Mr. Caneiro.
What, if anything, did you say to him?
I asked specifically if the DVR box for the surveillance cameras was white.
And when you asked him that, where was Mr. Caneiro at that point?
He was now seated in the driver's seat of his car, and I believe his daughter was in the passenger seat.
Was that car in the same area as it was that when you earlier described it to us?
It was.
Do you remember whose car was behind his car?
I believe Patrolman Marino's car, patrol car, was behind his.
And when you asked him about the color, what was his response?
He said that he did not remember.
Were you wearing a body-worn camera that morning?
I was.
Was it activated?
It was.
Did you have a chance to watch that body-worn camera prior to today?
I did.
And did it capture your interactions with Mr. Caneiro that you just described?
It did.
Was it fair and accurate? Was it a fair and accurate portrayal of those interactions?
Yes.
78, I'm showing counsel. I'm showing you what's been marked as S78. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And what is that?
I believe it's a DVD of my body-worn camera footage.
Thank you. At this point, Judge Estate seeks permission to play S78 and pass out the transcript of that, which is S79.
Okay, you can pass it out. I'm giving you this charge twice today. You remember?
Yes.
Proud of you. But yes and all say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, you can.
All the transcripts.
Is S78. Pause, please. We're pausing at the timestamp 3 seconds. Officer, can you just orient us and tell us what we're looking at here?
This is me walking towards where Mr. Caneiro was standing, and this is just a little bit south down the street from where his residence was.
Okay. And is this going to be your first interaction with him or the second one? If not, we'll play it and I can ask it.
I'm not sure.
It's
I'm
all
not sure just by looking at this.
It's your house? Yes. Where is all the DVD?
Someone has lost weight in prison, which usually isn't what someone does. I mean, not like a whole hell of a lot, but you can definitely tell in his face that he's slimmed down.
Stuff from the cameras and everything in the house? It's in the garage. In the garage? Yeah. Where in the garage?
Lock in the garage, and it's all the way up top to the left.
On top to the left? Do you have them running right now? I've been having problems with stuff in the garage. You've been having problems with stuff in the garage? Yeah. Okay. I can take it over actually. One of the companies. Okay. All right.
I just want to clarify, we're pausing at 47 seconds. Was that your first or second interaction with him?
That was my first
Okay,
interaction.
thank you. We can continue.
So when you walk in the garage, it's to the left. I'll go back to work. So he's been having problems with his cameras. I know. You just want to know that?
Thank you so much, Rhinestone Wow Girl. Thank you for hanging out with us. And we're back to microflakes, but they are very steady and heavy. But the really heavy downpour of snow we had seems to be lessening, at least for now, but we're still looking at a steady snow all through the evening into the morning.
Paused at 2 minutes, 22 seconds. Who was that asking you to ask if it's white?
Patrolman Marino.
Thank you.
Is the DVR for the cameras a white box?
Now, again, maybe it's me. Maybe it's because I've not always had money. But if I'm going to spend money on a security like system, I would expect I would know at least generally. Like, I'm not going to know the Harry Potter, like what HDMI level, bits or pixels per minute. Like, I'm not going to know any of that. But I'm generally going to know where the hardware is located and how to set it up. It's strange credulity that this man was worried enough about his safety, security, or his property that he got a system but has absolutely no clue about the system, but his daughter does. So I get what he's trying to do. Here's like, I don't know, like he couldn't possibly have disabled his, security system. But it looks really suspicious when you're like, I have no idea. And then, it suspiciously cuts out before you leave.
He's not sure.
Was that the entirety of your interactions with the defendant that day?
Yes.
Okay. And how long were you at scene for?
About 2 hours.
Did you have anything more to do with this case?
No, just later that evening, I drove the defendant to the Monmouth County Correctional Institute, but we didn't engage in any conversation.
Okay. Did you, on scene, was your primary role scene security, I guess is what I'm asking?
Yeah, just
Okay.
scene security.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. I have no further questions. I can collect the transcripts.
Okay. We can just pass them down to juror number 1 and to juror number 9. for us?
Good afternoon, officer. So with respect to the first conversation that you had with Mr. Caneiro, I just want to walk through it a little bit. So you were told to ask Mr. Caneiro for this information, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you asked Mr. Caneiro.
JKD Buck, that is going in the mornings with Mo tomorrow. We all need a little bit of good old Florida, headlines, because I'm guessing 90% of my stories are going to be Minneapolis and snow. I do hope everyone is staying warm and toasty and safe. I'm not your mom or anything, but if you don't have to go out on the roads, try to stay in. I know it's boring and it's not fun to be cooped up. I mean, like, it's my happy place to be cooped up and not have to go out in the snow. But if you're an outside cat, I can understand it's not the funnest thing, but stay off the road. Yeah, Mr. Mo is doing round 2 of shoveling, because if not, when eventually the HOA snowplow comes through, we'll have about 5 feet in front of our driveways.
Where is all the DVD stuff for the cameras and everything in the house, correct? That was your question.
Where the DVR for the camera footage was.
What? Sir, I'm going to approach with what's been marked as S79. This is a transcript of what we just watched, okay? And you can see it's your body-worn camera.
Doobie dooby doo.
I've been having problems with stuff in the garage, right?
That's what he said.
And so you don't ask him, like, what do you mean by that, right?
No.
That's not your next question.
No.
You only have one goal at that point, which is to just learn where it is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not engaging in a full-blown conversation with him, asking him to elaborate on what that meant, right?
I did not ask that.
Okay. And then you then relay, I guess it's over the radio, to Officer Marino where it's located, right? I'm at the top of the next page if you need to refresh your memory.
I believe that was to Sergeant Malone.
Okay, Sergeant Malone then. So you relay over the radio where it is?
Yes.
And he said when you walk into the garage, it's to the left in the upper left corner, correct?
Correct.
And then you say, he said he's been having problems with his cameras recently, correct? That's what you say he said.
Correct.
But Mr. Caneiro never said that to you, fair?
Correct.
He never said I've been having problems with my cameras. He said stuff, right?
Correct.
And maybe that's how you interpreted it, because you were asking him about cameras, but again, there was no further elaboration or clarification. You're assuming at that point, right?
He said, I've been having trouble with stuff. Then he said, I have a ticket to one of the services, further indicating that he was indeed talking about his cameras. He didn't extrapolate this from thin air, ma'am. No, your client said, well, your client was acting like a moron and was like, duh, I don't know where my camera and stuff is. And then when his daughter helpfully, stepped up, then he said, oh yeah, I've been having trouble with stuff, ... I have a ticket in with one of the companies. Now, again, it's a fair assumption that he is indeed talking about the cameras. You make it seem like the officer just, Long Island mediums his way out into this whole idea.
You're assuming that he's having problems with his cameras when he said stuff.
I wouldn't say I was assuming. We were talking about the cameras, and he said he's been having problems with stuff in his garage. So I took it as him having problems with his cameras.
Right, that's how you took it, is my point, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how you took it. Ma'am, never have I wanted to repeal someone's ability to vote, drive, and function as a non-guardianed adult as much as I have right now with you in this moment.
Yes or no? That's how you took it.
That's how I took it.
Okay. And when did this interaction with Mr. Caneiro occur? How long after you arrived on scene?
I don't remember.
Was it?
If he interpreted it, you must acquit. Yeah, that was your real Johnny Cochran moment. That was your Matlock moment. That's how you interpreted it. At this point, Sarah Boone would have been a better representative for Paul Caneiro.
So this was when this is when right prior to the officers were going to retrieve the DVR, right?
I'm not sure. As I testified, I was not really that close to the house. I was worried about seeing security. The other officers were close to the house. They were out of view. I did not see them or where they were.
Okay, but you also know that they got the DVR, right?
Not that evening. I learned after the fact.
Okay. At the time when they were.
Oh my God, I realize why they're so done. They have to deal with this woman for every case. Could you imagine your life knowing every time you go to court, you're going to be assaulted with the stupid that is this woman's questioning? The fact that these officers are still showing up to court, we salute you. Not every hero wears capes.
Asking you to ask Mr. Caneiro where the DVR was, you understood that to mean because they were looking for it and wanted to retrieve it. Fair?
Not fair. I asked Mr. Caneiro where the DVR was just because my supervisor asked me to ask him that.
Sir.
And every day I will be picking out, I've already picked out a video from this morning's stream, but I've decided for this trial, I will be picking out from every live stream like a mini video of the defense just getting like dead stares and so done with answers from this trial, because this is hysterical to me. Like, everybody hurts sometimes. Like, we could just play REM if I wasn't going to get a copyright strike, because I feel like this has a very much like waiting in traffic, staring at your life and questioning all your choices that led you here kind of vibes.
At the time that they wanted the security footage to review, right?
Objection asked and answered.
He gave you the answer that he knows. I'm going to ask you to move on from that question.
Sir, you testified in a previous hearing, correct?
Correct.
Hearing in this case.
Correct.
Right? So I'm going to.
That's it. Whoever's doing the crinkly wrapper better bring gummies for the rest of us, because I'm gonna need something to get through the rest of this trial. Good Lord. Put us out of
So
our
I'm
misery,
approaching
Judge.
you with what's been marked as D72 for identification. This is a transcript of a proceeding that you participated in back in April of this year, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to direct your attention to, first I'm going to direct your attention to page 159. Right?
Correct.
And this is where you're sworn in. Officer Brendan Bernhard, sworn state's witness, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so this is your testimony moving forward, starting on page 159.
Correct.
Okay, now I'm going to direct your attention to page 186. We're going to start at the bottom. And you say, I'm asking you about the security footage, right? And I say, and you didn't explain, like you said, you didn't explain why you were asking him the questions about the security footage. because you didn't even know why you were asking those questions, right? And then you say, I would say that's fair to say, I mean, yeah, I wasn't entirely sure. And then you say, I assumed that they wanted to security.
So he assumed. You stopped this man to point out that he made an assumption that was, yes, based on logic, but not that he had personal... This is the hill you wanted to die on.
Footage to view, but I didn't know why they wanted to view it exactly. Did I read that correctly?
You did.
Okay, so you did, in prior testimony, you indicated that you did assume that they wanted to look at it, right?
I also testified that the reason I asked him is because my supervisor told me to ask him.
That may be why, we can agree that that's why you asked him, correct? That's why you asked him, right? But
All
the
right.
reason why the question...
Well, I'm going to give us a mercy done. We are done with this day. We are going to go to the next day. So we are fully in day 4 because I see no logical reason that anything of substance is going to come from continued questioning by this woman.
Morning, Your Honor. Assistant Prosecutor Nicole Wallace on behalf of the state.
Good morning, Judge Chris Decker, Assistant Monmouth County Prosecutor for the state.
Morning.
Morning, Your Honor. Monica Masterlin on behalf of Mr. Paul Caneiro, who's present.
Good morning, Judge Andy Murray for Mr. Caneiro.
All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Caneiro.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right. Prosecutor, you want to call your next witness, please?
Yes, sir. The state calls Christopher Sorrentino.
Okay.
What in the hell is Kim Kardashian wearing today?
Sir, when you come around, just watch your step as you come up to the witness box. And then if you could put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes.
All right, you can sit down. Once you're comfortable, can you state your full name for the record and spell your last name, please?
Christopher Sorrentino, Sorrentino.
All right, thank you, sir. Prosecutor?
You take the oath, Judge? Did I miss? I'm sorry.
I just did it.
Oh, you did it? Okay.
Yeah, you want to do it again?
No, no, I'll be good. I'm sorry.
You're a double oath.
I need to pay a little more attention.
All right, that's okay.
Okay, Mr. Sorrentino, can you tell us where you work currently?
Township Ocean Fire District number 1.
Fire District number 1, you said? Okay, I'm just going to ask, keep your voice up so everyone can hear you. Back in November of 2018, did you work in the same capacity?
Yes.
Now, did you also serve the Township of Ocean in any other capacity?
Yeah, I'm a volunteer fire department for fire company.
Okay, how many fire companies are there in Ocean?
There's 2 districts.
Can you tell us?
Fire District 1 and Fire District 2, and 2 is one massive fire company.
Okay, what encompasses Fire District number 1? Which firehouses?
Oakhurst.
Okay, which one are you a member of?
Oakhurst.
And approximately how long have you been a volunteer firefighter?
Since 2004.
Okay, so could you just tell us briefly, like, what it takes training-wise to become a volunteer firefighter in the county of Monmouth?
Nowadays, it's many, many hours. A few years back, over the years, it's changed. But now it's about 200 hours of service through the Firefighter 1 Academy.
Okay, where does the Firefighter 1 Academy actually take place?
At the Fire Academy in Freehold.
And is it fair to say that most volunteer firefighters have, like, full-time employment?
Yes.
Okay. Now, so when do you go to the Fire Academy? Is it full-time or is it something else?
It's nights and weekends.
Okay. Now, you completed that training at the Monmouth County Fire
Yes.
Academy?
Yes.
What year was that?
2005.
Now, I'm going to take you back to the morning of November 20th, 2018. Do you remember that morning?
Yes.
Okay. Was there a point in time when you were awoken in the early morning hours?
Yes.
Can you tell us how that happened?
We all carry pagers, so when someone calls 911, if it's fire call, first aid call, whatever it is, pagers are activated, tells address, and what type of call it is.
Okay. And what type of call was this specifically?
It came in as a fire alarm, and then before I left my residence, it was put out again for a fire.
And was that all, did you learn all that information via that pager that you
Yes.
had? Now, once you got that call, can you tell us what you did specifically?
Got dressed, left my residence, and went to called in service to the county via the radio in the car, and proceeded to the residence for the fire.
So you said you went to the residence?
Yes.
Did you get an address via pager?
Yes.
And what was that address, if you remember?
27 Tilton Drive.
Okay. So you said it already, so I'm just going to ask kind of a stupid question, but you didn't go to the firehouse, correct?
No.
Okay, why was that?
Due to where I live and where the call is, I figured it would be closer for me to get to the residence to assist in whatever I needed to do.
Okay. I don't want you to tell us specifically or exactly where you live, but can you describe how close you live to 27 Tilton?
Very close.
Now, when you got the information via your pager about this, first it was a fire alarm and then a smoke condition or fire at 27 Tilton, Did you know when you saw 27 Tilton, like, kind of where that was?
I know where the street is, yes.
Okay. How long approximately have you lived in Ocean Township?
My whole life.
Now, can you tell us when you got dressed, like, kind of what you were wearing?
Jeans, sweatshirt, and boots.
Okay. So, another somewhat dumb question. Did you put on any fire gear?
No.
Okay. Where was your fire gear?
In my truck.
Okay. Now, tell us how you got from your house to 27 Tilton.
I have a department-issued vehicle.
Okay. And do you recall what kind of vehicle you were actually operating?
It was a 2008 Ford F-350 utility truck.
Okay. Do you remember the color?
It's white.
So white F-350? Okay. Now, is that vehicle marked, or was that vehicle marked in any way?
Yes.
How was it marked?
Lettering and emergency lights.
Okay. Now, leave your house, correct? Did you get in your truck? Did you get into the truck?
Yep.
Now, did you activate your lights and sirens or anything like that?
No, I did not.
How come you didn't do that?
Due to the time of day and no vehicles were on the road, and where I was, there was no reason to.
Okay. Can you just describe the route of travel from your home to 27 Tilton, directionally?
South to west to south again.
Okay. Come out of your driveway, you make a left or a right?
Left.
Onto what street? What do you
Make a right.
Okay, then what?
And then a right on the Green Grove.
Once you're on Green Grove, what do you do?
Make a right on the first end of Tilton.
Now, you said the first end of Tilton. How many entrances does Tilton Drive have? And are they both from Green Grove?
Yes.
Okay. So you entered the...
Now, I am a directionally challenged person, but this does make sense that the state prosecutor is going through this because the defense has made a big deal about there being two potential entrances for Tilton. And I think they're going to make a big deal that Paul was seen on one, but not the other, and claim that the other, whichever one Paul wasn't seen at, was, of course, the way that the so-called conspiracy, drove in and planted all the gas tanks on things and tried to, torch his Porsche Macan. So strap in for stupid. I'm sure the question is coming.
First entrance to Tilton Drive.
Yes.
Would that be the southernmost entrance or the northernmost entrance of Tilton Drive?
Northern.
Would it be southern?
Yes, closer to Asbury Avenue.
Okay. So you make a right.
Yep.
Okay. What do you do? Tell us how you get to the house.
And I just drive around the block till I find the house number.
Okay. Once you found the house number, where did you actually park your vehicle?
I passed the house and parked just on the bend. Leave room for the apparatus to come in.
Okay. Now, once you park your vehicle, tell us what you did.
I got out. I started walking across up the lawn to the front door to the residence. As I'm walking up the lawn, I hear a voice behind me saying everyone's out of the house.
Did you look back in response to that voice?
I might have turned my head over my shoulder to see where it was coming from.
Did you specifically see a vehicle?
Yes, I did.
What did it look like?
It was a white SUV in the street.
Now, once you were told that everybody's out of the house, what do you do based upon that information?
I continued in to verify where the fire was, realized it was outside of the residence. I went back to my vehicle to grab a couple extinguishers, and then I continued to the rear of the house to start to extinguish the fire.
When you exit your vehicle and you go across the lawn towards the front door and you hear that voice, did you see anyone else on the property or near the property at that time?
No.
Did you see any other vehicles in the street other than the one you described?
No.
Now, when you talk about fire extinguishers that you got out of your vehicle, can you describe those? Tell us exactly what they were.
They're silver cylinders, and they each have 2.5 gallons of water in them.
So there's no fire suppressant other than just water?
There's water in there.
Now, just before we go any further, I just wanted to show you a few pictures from S1A. Judge, I believe having no objection, there's no objection to me publishing them and having witnesses describe and authenticate them.
Correct, Judge, no objection.
Okay. Can I have that table? Okay, so Judge, for the record, we're looking at S1A, PowerPoint from 27 Tilton Drive. Now, can I have slide 3 of S1A? Mr. Sortino, can you tell us whether or not you recognize what's depicted in that photo?
Yes, it's Tilton, the house on Tilton Drive.
That's 27 Tilton?
Yes.
Now, does that picture appear to be taken after you've already arrived?
Yes.
Now, does that picture fairly and accurately depict, the way 27 Tilton looked back in November 20th of 2018?
Yes.
Can I have slide 9, please? What's that picture show?
The front of 27 Tilton.
Same house we just looked at?
Yes.
Now, you said you approached the door. Did you go inside right away?
Yes.
At what point did you go back to your truck?
After I stepped into the residence, I looked to the right living room area and saw a fire through the rear window and realized the fire was outside of the residence.
So you go in, you make a couple movements, you see fire.
Yes.
Correct? But you realize it's outside.
Yes.
So then you exit the home and go to your truck?
Yes.
And again, you grab what?
My extinguishers.
Okay, and where do you go?
Then I go across the lawn again, all the way to the right side of the house to the rear.
Can I have slide 12, please? Can you tell us what's depicted in that photograph?
The right side of the house and the gate to the rear of the residence.
And can I have slide 13, please? What is that photo depict?
That's the side of the house towards the rear, and the lower corner is the front clip of my vehicle.
Okay, so in that photograph, slide 13 of S1A, you can actually see your vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. Which color vehicle is it again?
The white one.
Okay. Is that where you initially parked your vehicle?
No.
Do you recognize the other vehicle?
Yes, that's one of the fire bureau vehicles.
The other what?
Fire bureau.
Okay, great. Now, did you ultimately enter into the backyard?
Yes, from the gate where that fence is.
When you entered through the gate into the backyard, did you have those first 2 water cans?
Yes.
Okay. When you got back there, what did you do with the water cans?
I started extinguishing the base of the fire around the gas meter and the deck.
Now, when you were back there doing what you just described, was there anyone else back there?
No.
At that point in time, had you made any observations of anyone else on the property?
No.
No police officers yet?
No.
Any firefighters yet?
No.
Okay. Can I have slide 21, please? Do you recognize that photo?
Yes, that's the rear of the residence.
Can you see the gate that you entered in that photo?
Very little in the left corner.
And then, can I have slide 22, please? What's that show?
The basement window and the gas meter.
And then, one more, slide 23, please. You recognize slide 23?
Yes, that's the gas meter.
Is there evidence of fire damage depicted in that photo?
Yes.
Now,
And my guess is that Paul assumed that the fire would catch the meter and it would go kablooey. So all of the evidence and, the gas can, everything would have been gone. Allegedly, or whoever started the fire, because the state hasn't proven it's Paul yet. I guess I have to give him that.
do you utilize the entirety of those water cans, fire extinguishers?
Yes.
Okay. What do you do then?
Waiting for the next vehicle or fire apparatus to come to the scene.
Ultimately, do other first responders actually wind up getting to the scene?
Yes, the chief made it there.
Who was the chief at the time?
Michael Fiorentino.
And do you currently serve still as a volunteer firefighter, if you didn't say it?
Yes.
In what role?
Right now, I'm the chief of the department.
Now, then Chief Fiorentino arrives, you said, correct?
Yes.
Where did he actually arrive?
He parked in the neighbor's driveway right where the gate was that I entered.
So, was that in the same area or a different area than the two vehicles we looked at on the other side?
Same area.
Now, once he gets there, what do you do?
I told him that it might be a gas fed fire. He reached and turned the meter off and then I grabbed his water cans to continue to extinguish the fire.
Okay. Now, as far as shutting the meter off, did you see him do that?
Yes.
Okay. Was it in this area that's depicted in S1 slide 23 or different?
This area.
Now, you said you got two of something from him?
His extinguishers as well.
Okay. Were they similar to yours?
Identical.
Okay. What did you do?
I went back to the rear of the residence to continue to hit the fire.
Now, at any point during that sequence, did you see any police officers?
I'm pretty sure they arrived by then. I don't remember.
Okay. So you don't remember the exact timing?
No.
But you said you were the first person there?
Yes.
Now, do you use the chief's two water cans to continue to try to extinguish the fire?
Yes.
And what do you do then?
Those ran out, and I believe I got two more from another vehicle. I don't remember exactly where they came from.
Okay. So, in total, how many water cans did you utilize at the fire scene?
Most likely 6.
Okay. To the best of your recollection?
Yes.
I just want to be clear, you talked about what you were wearing earlier. Can you tell us again exactly what you were wearing?
Jeans, a hooded sweatshirt, and work boots.
Were you wearing glasses?
Yes.
Did you have a baseball hat on?
No.
Clearly, right? You did not have a hat on?
No.
Have you seen any of the body-worn camera footage from the police officers from Ocean Township from that morning?
Yes.
Okay, I sent you at least a portion of one, correct?
Yes.
And when you reviewed that, was it accurate to you?
Yes.
Did you see yourself on it?
Yep. Yes.
I just want to ask you a little bit just about the layout of the area of 27 Tilton. Okay, you familiar with it?
Yes.
Now, are there any other streets nearby?
Yes, there's a side street, kind of catty-corner from the house.
And earlier you said Tilton has how many entrances?
2.
North and south?
Yes.
So to speak. Was there a point in time when you utilized those water cans and fire extinguishers and you actually kind of left the backyard?
Yes.
And why was that?
Just to go back out to the front of the house, and then I radioed to county, to the first due, and gave them directions on what to do.
Was there any point in time that like something more effective than those water cans arrived?
Yes.
Okay, what was that?
The fire engine.
And when the fire engine arrived,
He pulled past the house, and then I grabbed a 1 3/4 line off the crosslay, and I pulled it to the rear of the residence.
what'd you do once you pulled the hose to the rear of the residence?
The driver charged the line, and I started to extinguish the fire.
Was it more effective?
Yes.
Ultimately, based upon your actions, and were there others there?
Yes.
Okay. Were there a bunch of firefighters ultimately that came?
Yep. Yes.
And eventually, was the fire able to be extinguished?
Yes.
Did that take 2 minutes or more than 2 minutes?
Probably more than 2 minutes.
I just wanted to talk about for a second. Just going to show you slide 52 of S1A. You recognize that?
Yes, that's the front door of 27 Hill.
Okay. Is that the door that you entered?
Yes.
Okay. Can I have slide 53 of S1A? You recognize that?
Yes.
What's that show?
The foyers and the steps to upstairs.
Okay. Where'd you go? In relation to that picture, you're using that picture as a guide. Where did you go once you entered the home?
I stepped in and I went to the right just past the door.
Okay. Can I have slide 54 of S1A? And what's that photograph depict, if you know?
That's the family room that I stepped into and looked out that rear window.
Can I have slide S1A, slide 57, please? Do you recognize that photo?
Yes, that's the rear window.
And that rear window, what if anything, and I know you said it right, but for purposes of using the picture, what if anything did you see outside that window when you first entered the residence?
Flames through that window.
Okay. And you said based upon observations in and through that window, you did what?
I exited home back to my vehicle to grab the extinguishers to go back to the rear of the residence.
I don't know if you said it, but when you first approached the door, were you holding anything? Did you have anything on you?
I was probably holding a portable radio in my hand.
Okay. Is that something that you would normally do at a fire scene?
Yes.
Is it something you remember doing at this fire scene?
Yes.
You mentioned earlier communicating with the fire chief, I think it's Fiorentino, when he first arrived, correct?
Yes.
And that's before he turned off the gas?
Yes.
And could you just tell us exactly what you said to him that made him turn off the gas?
I said, I believe it's a gas-fed fire, and then he grabbed the wrench out of his vehicle to turn it off.
Okay. And when you say you believe it was a gas-fed fire, could you just explain, like, based on your experience, why you thought that?
Around the meter, there was blue flames.
Now, can I pass this? If I may approach, Your Honor?
You can. Can you spell the chief's name for me?
Fiorentino?
Yeah, can you spell it? Sorry.
Fiorentino.
Fiorentino. Okay.
Let me show you. Thank you. Mr. Sorrentino, I'm going to show you what's marked as S76 for identification. Do you recognize what's shown on this disc, what it says?
Yeah, body cam footage from Wilkowski.
Okay. Now, I think you said it earlier, but did we ask you to review a portion of Officer Winkowski's body-worn camera from that morning?
Yes.
Okay, did you review it?
Yes.
And was it accurate?
Yes.
Permission to publish a miniature?
Yep, go ahead. Just tell us the time frame.
Yes. Approximately 1:50 to 2:48, so 1:50.
Hey, is everybody out of the house? Yeah, Hey.
Just gonna pause for a second. We can turn it on.
Yeah, we're doing that now.
Thank you.
Just go back a little bit because.
Just for the record, it's a 57-second clip, which is approximately that time frame that I indicated.
All right.
Hey, is everybody out of the house? Yeah, Durham Street. Hey, watch your head, watch your head.
I'll go back just like a second. We're paused at 9 seconds. Do you recognize ultimately who the person is in the middle of the screen?
Yes.
And who's that?
That's me.
Is it fairly and accurately depict like what you were wearing that day?
Yes.
And what did you just do? Where did you go from one place to another in that first part of the clip?
Yeah, I came from the back of the house, back out front.
Yeah, I moved down the street. Yeah, one right there. I need to switch towards the rear of the house. Nobody's here.
Any flashlights in that clip? Anybody have any flashlights?
Just the one from the patrolman.
It was going pretty well.
That's not gonna help. Everybody got it now? Yeah, sir. They're in a class squad.
Do you see yourself in that video?
Yes.
What were you doing there?
Walking back out to the front of the house.
Why were you walking out the front?
At this point, my extinguishers were empty.
Alright, there's nothing you can do. Let's get out of here.
You see at the end of that video, it kind of depicted a view north in the backyard. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay, the camera, the patrolman was pointing north.
Yes.
Did you go around to that side of the house at any point during this sequence?
No, very later on.
No.
After that clip, is that when the fire engine actually arrived?
A few minutes later, yes.
Now, after the fire is extinguished, did you make observations of fire damage to the rear exterior of the home?
Yes.
Can I just have, can you go back to the PowerPoint slide, Julia? S1A, slide 21. I think you already indicated that that picture is accurate based on your recollection.
Yes.
And does that fairly and accurately depict at least that portion of the fire damage?
Yes.
Did you ever go inside after the fire was extinguished?
Yes, very later on.
Okay. And where did you go?
Inside, went upstairs and to the basement.
No, I have no further.
Okay, cross.
Morning, Mr. Sorrentino. The vehicle that you were driving, you described as a, it's an F-150?
350.
Sorry, 350?
Yes.
Is it 350? That's a big truck.
Yes.
Okay. It's a utility
That's a big truck. Good Lord.
truck, you said?
Yes.
And you said it was white with, it had lettering on it?
Yeah, it's got lettering on the door and a black stripe.
Okay. So it's a big white truck with lettering in a black stripe, you said?
Yes.
And the prosecutor had asked you which way you had gotten to Tilton Avenue. Just to be clear, it's big U and there's two entrances, one on each side, right?
Yes.
So you were just explaining you took one of them,
Yeah.
right? And when you first arrived on scene, you indicated that you heard a voice say, "We're all out of the house."
Yes.
Okay. And did the voice come from the white SUV that was parked there? Okay, did you later learn at some point that was the Caneiro family?
Yes.
Okay, so there, you get on scene and the family is already parked outside and they're letting you know we're all out of the house.
Yes.
And then what you do is you go up to the front door, right? And to see like what's the deal with the fire. You obviously there's no people.
I mean, you like go to the front door and like you can look and see if there's a fire. Again, why? Why do we have to go through what we've already gone through with the state? You know, it is okay just not to cross someone or just ask the relevant questions.
In there at this point because you were just informed there wasn't, right?
Yes.
And when you walk up to the front door, the door is open.
I do not recall if it was open or closed.
Okay, well you gave a statement in this case, correct?
Yes.
And that statement that you gave was to the prosecutor's office a couple weeks after the time. You recall that?
Yes.
You met with a couple detectives at the prosecutor's office?
Yes.
And they asked you about what happened that day?
Yes.
And obviously it's been like over 7 years, right? So back then you would probably remember details like that better than you would remember today.
Yes.
Fair? So I'm going to,
I have it.
So I'm going to approach with S83 that's been marked. I'm just going to use this to refresh your recollection, okay? So this is a copy of, do you recognize this as a copy of your statement?
Yes.
What is this entire outfit? I have no idea. She's got a beautiful figure. This does nothing for her. It actually makes her look boxy and she's tiny. Again, why are we dressing like the Beatles from the Sgt. Pepper album? I need to understand this.
And it has your name on it, right? It's also 7 pages with your signature on the bottom.
Yes.
Okay, it has the date, which was December 10th.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm just going to direct your attention to page 6 and ask that you read just these 29 through 31 if that helps. And then not out loud, just to yourself and then look up when you're done. Okay. So when they asked you whether the front door was open or closed, you indicated it was open.
Yes.
Okay. So you go up to the front door, the door's open, so then you go inside,
Yes.
and then all of the things happen where you realize the fire's in the back.
Yes.
Okay. And after that, that's when at some point you go around, you get the fire extinguishers.
Yes.
And you go to the back and you're trying to fight the fire. You get water cans.
Yes.
And when we saw the video just now of you with the water cans, like how soon after your arrival was that?
That's probably a few minutes.
A few minutes. So we know that there's officers arriving, since that's body-worn camera footage, within a few minutes of you.
Yes.
Right? And I don't know, do you recall that there was like one officer, Officer Redmond, who arrived very close in time and the other shortly after?
I don't remember who arrived first and who was around at the
Okay, but within a few minutes?
Yes.
And obviously you got there after you got the call, right?
Yes.
From,
No, I was there because I started the fire. No, I just drive around looking for fires of an evening, kind of, fashion myself Batman of fire.
you said there were 2 calls. Is one is do you get a direct alert from the alarm company and then you get the dispatch? Is that?
No, it was both from dispatch.
Both separate, okay. And we previously heard that was around 5:02. Does that sound about right in the morning? Okay. And the prosecutor showed you a video of yourself, right?
Yes.
Your clothing, was it like dark jeans and a hooded sweatshirt?
Yes.
But the hood was not up, right? It was
No.
down. Okay. And the color of the sweatshirt, is it like a light gray or?
Yeah, it's a gray color.
Gray. I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
Good. Any reader?
No, Judge, thank
You can step down. Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, Sniper, what the defense and state, I think, are trying to understand is that on day 2, there was a witness, a neighbor, who said she saw 2 men. She lives across the street, directly across the street from the Caneros, and she reports around 4:30 she saw 2 men running toward the Canero house and around the back, banging on the front door, trying to, I think, alert the Caneros to the possibility that there was a fire. But I am going to let you guys go. We have officially made it to day 4, and we've gotten a good bit into the morning. It's not going to save us from more defense ridiculousness, but we are a good chunk through the first little bit of the case. And I think we'll start getting into more of the timeline, the evidence that, links Paul to all of this in the coming days. But basically, the witness across the street, the neighbor, said that one of them was wearing a baseball cap. Now, the state, I think, is implying that some of the people that she might have seen were possibly the people. I don't know, but the defense thinks that these might be the people that created the conspiracy against Paul. Personally, I think it's very likely that she forgot to skip ahead. Or, no, wait. It's fall back, spring forward. I don't know. But the defense, I'm sure, will try to tell us that these are the conspiracy yes, I'm being given dinner suggestions by youngest most feral. He would like corn on the cob for dinner by itself. So I'm going to go figure out food. Everyone stay warm and cozy. And since we are not doing Uvalde right now, we will go back to doing Cosplay Wednesdays. So tomorrow, be on the lookout on the community page to, put your votes in for Cosplay Wednesday. I dress up, so which Mo will show. I have all of the costumes, and it's nice to be able to be on a trial where I don't feel like extremely disrespectful to have a Cosplay Wednesday. I've missed them, so yay. Although I will say your choices will be dictated by something that is warm. I do have several costumes that are not climate appropriate for when it's like solar, like when we're in an Arctic cyclone. Just not gonna happen. So keep your eyes out for that. I will see you guys in a little bit. Tomorrow morning we'll have mornings with Mo. Nick is gonna get with me so we can do our Laura Owens new filings, and then we will be on the Petty Express because I'm pretty sure we all have snow days tomorrow, and I will need to keep my sanity. So I will see you then. Bye, you guys. Stay warm, stay safe.